Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Hokage's Strongest Krypton Gold System. Chapter 1. Stop it, Asuma. Kamizuki. Asuma, you hit my cousin like this. It's just the end of the crane. Come to me if you have the ability, I'll wait for him. A bunch of noisy voices finally faded away, and a pale 6-year-old child finally slowly opened his eyes on a Japanese-style tatami room. I'm Uchiha Kamizuki. A strange memory surged from the deepest part of his mind, frantically stimulating a certain part of Uchiha Kamizuki's brain. In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki only felt his eyes suddenly sore and painful, as if there were countless ants crawling around inside. Uchiha Kamizuki rolled over in pain on the tatami mats, then knocked over a mirror with a bang. He hurriedly grabbed the mirror and looked at it. His face was full of confusion, and he saw a pair of bloody and ominous pupils in the mirror. Isn't this Sharingan? In the blood-colored pupils, a pitch-black Guyu was slowly spinning along the pupils in the scarlet eyes, extremely coquettish. Have I really turned into Uchiha Kamizuki? Is this really the world of Hokage ninjas? Uchiha Kamizuki had a dull expression on his face, he couldn't believe what he saw. Hokage ninja, isn't it an anime? What exactly is going on? Wait, no, there is a problem. All of a sudden, Uchiha Kamizuki grabbed the mirror again, glared at a pair of one-tomo Sharingan, and looked into the mirror. I saw in the mirror, a pink and cute little loli, looking at Uchiha Kamizuki pretty. Black eyes, shawl and long hair, wearing the same style of clothes as him, with the same style of OK bandage on his face. Uchiha Kamizuki smiled, she smiled too. Uchiha Kamizuki turned her head, she turned her head too. In an instant, the whole room was filled with Uchiha Kamizuki's terrified screams. Lousy transmigrated into a woman. No, impossible. Women's clothes, must be just women's clothes. I must calm down at this time, maybe she is just dressed like me. No, there must be something wrong with the opening method. That's it, I'll look for it first. That toilet-like thing should be a time machine. Get in, and I'll be able to go back to Earth, or do it again, grass. Uchiha Kamizuki has collapsed to the point of being incoherent. Time travel is already hard to accept, and if she dresses as a woman again, this is the rhythm to be played to death. After some panic, it was not until Uchiha Kamizuki found out that he was still a man that he let out a long sigh of relief. Sure enough, it's so cute, it must be a boy, the ancients will not deceive me. It wasn't until 5 minutes later that Uchiha Kamizuki accepted that he had become a handsome guy from the Uchiha clan. In my previous life, I failed to achieve anything, so just time travel. But, why is it pink eye disease? Uchiha Kamizuki's face hurts when he thinks that he belongs to the Uchiha clan. Anyone who has seen the Hokage ninja knows that the Uchiha clan will be exterminated by Uchiha Itachi later. Although the Cataract family has the system of clan and branch house, at any rate it is still there when the whole Hokage is over. The world of Hokage ninjas is very cruel. Take the protagonist Uzumaki Naruto as an example. Uzumaki Naruto lost his father and mother when he was just born, and became a wild dog on the side of the road from Konoha's second generation. As for Uchiha Urzuzi, the male number 2, when he was 7 or 8 years old, the whole family, except his elder brother, knelt down. And the only living elder brother turned out to be the murderer of his parents. It really made those who heard it feel sad and those who heard it shed tears. After finally making it to the finale, the two protagonists lost their hands and became disabled. Even the main character Kakuzu lives as hard as a dog, not to mention supporting characters and passers-by. It is said that the super supporting role Hyuga Neji, Uzumaki Naruto's uncle, died in the last battle. I really don't know how crazy he raised the banner before the battle. The spicy one next door must be opened in the wrong way. Uchiha Kamizuki lay powerlessly on the tatami, thinking with some discomfort. Suddenly he shouted again. I'm sorry, where is Lousy's hanging? Cousin, are you awake? I'm coming in. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking wildly, a boy's voice suddenly came from outside the house, and then he heard a short figure, opened the door and walked in. Uchiha Kamizuki heard the reputation and looked around, only to see a little boy with goggles walking in. You, Uchiha with Obito. Uchiha Kamizuki almost jumped up after seeing the face of the person coming. Cousin Kamizuki, why are you so surprised to see me? Uchiha Obito came over very familiarly, knelt down beside the tatami, touched Uchiha Kamizuki's forehead, and said naturally to himself. I don't have a fever. Asshole, I'm fine. Uchiha Kamizuki blushed a little, he was almost scared by Uchiha Obito before. However, it was only later that I remembered that the current Uchiha Obito is still studying at the ninja school. He is at the end of a crane, and his school ranking is lower than his Uchiha Kamizuki. The two elite talents of the dignified Uchiha clan actually won the penultimate and second places of the ninja school directly, which is also an anecdote for the entire Uchiha clan. That's good. By the way, cousin Kamizuki, you'd better not go out alone these days. Uchiha Obito didn't notice Uchiha Kamizuki's changing expression, he was still talking to himself. The fact that you challenged Sarutobi Asuma yesterday has spread among the clan. Everyone thinks that you have disgraced the Uchiha clan. Many people are clamoring to beat you up. After hearing Uchiha Obito's words, a memory came to my mind again. Uchiha Kamizuki fell in love with his classmate Yuhihong, and Sarutobi Asuma, the popular second generation, also fell in love with the young and beautiful Yuhihong. Moreover, Sarutobi Asuma often shows courteousness and pretense in front of Yuhihong. Uchiha Kamizuki, who felt his status was threatened, erupted and then had a duel with Sarutobi Asuma on the school's training ground. Needless to say, as a result, Uchiha Kamizuki, who was an orphan, was hit by Sarutobi Asuma, second generation, and it was a good meal. In the end, Uchiha Kamizuki went to the hospital, but was not rescued, and then he was brought back to life by him, a time-traveling crowd. My god, Sarutobi Asuma, a short-lived ghost, is actually a squad leader. There are no tigers in Yamanaka, and monkeys are called kings. After Uchiha Kamizuki figured out the cause and effect of the matter, he looked at his cousin Uchiha Obito again, with a slight twitch at the corner of his mouth, and said, when you say this, can you be more serious to me? I'm happy for you too. Uchiha Obito finally couldn't help it anymore, and laughed loudly. Cousin, haven't you always wanted to be famous in Konoha? Now, your dream has come true. I'm really happy for you. Cousin Kamizuki, you are now a celebrity in our ninja school. And, even among the peers of the entire Uchiha clan, you are famous, cousin Kamizuki, and many Uchiha clansmen would like to beat you to death. Haha. You fool. Hearing this, even Uchiha Kamizuki knew that before Uchiha Obito was blackened, he was a big funny ratio with full value of funny ratio attributes, and he was also very angry. As far as I can remember, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito are good friends, they have played together since they were young, and they have a very good relationship. It's just that Uchiha Obito has a kind personality, while Uchiha Kamizuki has inherited the stubbornness and arrogance unique to the Uchiha family. However, this does not hinder the friendship between him and Uchiha Obito. Okay, cousin Kamizuki, you don't need to be disappointed. Sarutobi Asuma was able to defeat you only because he is the son of Master Hokage and has Master Hokage's guidance. As long as we work hard, we will be able to graduate next year. Uchiha Obito looked excited, as if he was thinking about the beautiful scene in front of Goddess Lin when he graduated next year and got the ninja forehead protector. He laughed and drooled a little. The scene was very. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki was completely speechless. Nohara Rin, this girl is the goddess that Uchiha Obito has been secretly in love with for many years. However, it was also because of her that Uchiha Obito finally fell into the trap of Uchiha Madara and became a puppet. However, Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Uchiha Obito, this guy, as old as himself, is only 6 years old this year, only 6 years old. It's hard to imagine that a 6-year-old kid has already learned how to fall in love secretly. Uchiha Kamizuki just wanted to ask, Uchiha Obito, how precocious are you? Didn't you start growing when you were in your mother's womb? Uchiha sighed, clutching his forehead and thinking in pain. Uchiha Obito, cousin. Who can come and wake me up? After sending Uchiha Obito away, Uchiha Kamizuki sat cross-legged on the ground with some excitement, his heart turned to the sky, and he entered his own spiritual world. Returning to the familiar formula and the familiar taste, everything is exactly the same as described in the novel. As the chosen one, I must have a cheat that is so awesome. Then it's time to lie drunk on the lap of a beauty, wake up and take power in the world. Oh, what a trouble of happiness. Uchiha Kamizuki is excited when he thinks of the 3 flowers gathered on the top, the 5 chi in the sky, the golden lotus falling from the sky, and the sound of the avenue lingering around the bridge during his shots. In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki opened his eyes directly, his eyes that could see through the void, and whispered softly. Reincarnation is endless, and I am the only one who will survive forever. However, 5 minutes later, nothing happened. Next, Uchiha Kamizuki lying down, prone, handstand, Avalokitesvara in lotus position. After changing more than a dozen postures in a row, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't even find the door to the spiritual world. This situation continued until, after Uchiha Kamizuki choked out a stinky fart, he really realized. It turns out, fairy tales are all deceitful, I can't. Child of Destiny. There is no plug-in for time travel, this script is wrong. Where is the director, where is the coach, I want to delete my account, re-practice. I don't have a portable space, I'm not a plane merchant, I don't have a system yet, I don't have a grandpa, and I don't even have a boss who covers me. What's the difference between me like this, and a salted fish? Ah, it stinks, I can't take it anymore, I'm going to faint. I am willing to use the group leader to be single for the rest of my life, in exchange for me being a hacker. After a lot of tossing, Uchiha Kamizuki fell on the tatami mat, staring blankly at the ceiling above his head. For a moment, he didn't know where to go. Cuckoo. After an unknown amount of time, Uchiha Kamizuki's stomach growled. Oh, it's more important to eat first. Uchiha Kamizuki got up a little weakly, and walked towards the location of the piggy bank in his memory. As the saying goes, people are iron and rice is steel. If you don't eat a meal, you will be hungry. It doesn't matter if there are no cheats, don't we still have Sharingan, don't we still have to eat? Oh, that's all I have left. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at the mere 1,000 taels in the piggy bank, and couldn't help but feel dizzy. In the currency system of the Hokage world, tael is not the lowest currency unit, 1 tael is equal to 10 yuan. And this yuan probably has the same purchasing power as the yen in his previous life. You know, the money is the pension from Uchiha Kamizuki's parents who died in the village. Seeing that this is almost spent, there will be no food for the next month. Uchiha Kamizuki grabbed a handful of money, with a look of sadness in his eyes. This is the life money of his parents in this life. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki got the money, a mechanical prompt sounded in his mind. Hello, dear host, the Krypton Gold system is officially launched. Creating happiness with heart, Hokage Ninja mobile game will bring you the most shocking full ninja experience. Krypton Gold system. The sudden appearance of this word could not help but awaken Uchiha Kamizuki some bad memories. After Uchiha Kamizuki took a deep breath, he immersed his consciousness into the so-called system in his mind. Unlike others, Uchiha Kamizuki did not first pay attention to what the specific function of the system is, nor did he first ask where the system came from. He just stared at the eyes. This system elf in the form of Fuluin asked in a cold voice. What are the conditions to turn on the system? Meow. The opening condition is that it is detected that the host has more than 10,000 yuan in cash for the first time. It is said that the system in the form of Fuluwan is cute and naive. And right opposite this lucky cat, Uchiha Kamizuki is at the moment, and can't help but want to kill it. Crap. This is too cheating. In her previous life, Uchiha Kamizuki also read a lot of system stream novels. Among them, there are many systems that specifically cheat the host, and there is no introduction to how to use it at all. Some systems even have to wait until the host, in his 70s and 80s, is about to die of old age before he can develop the correct method of use. And his current system is actually not much better. If it weren't for Uchiha Kamizuki's good luck, he happened to meet the inheritance left by his parents, with 10,000 yuan. Maybe when he was wiped out by Uchiha Itachi, he still hadn't found the correct way to open the system. For a moment, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but burst into tears. Using salary to create happiness, no money, to play you paralyzed. Sure enough, a domestic cheating mobile game. Uchiha Kamizuki said that this Krypton Gold system is cheating, not without reason. According to the regular ninja income, Uchiha Kamizuki's father Uchiha Yan, an elite chunin, can only do tasks of B and C levels. And for tasks of this level, on average, one mission can only earn 50,000 to 60,000 taels, or more than 100,000 taels a month. Even for the highest level, the commission for S-level tasks is only about 1 million taels. Just like Senju Tsunade, one of the famous, old and healthy Sannin. In her decades of ninja career, she has only completed nearly 100 S-level missions, and she can only earn hundreds of millions of taels of commissions in her lifetime. Of course, compared to ordinary people, such income is undoubtedly amazing. But for ninjas, this kind of income is actually barely enough. Think about the food intake of ninjas, the purchase of ninja tools, and even various medicines and other necessary materials for cultivation. Faced with such a dilemma, if it weren't for Uchiha Kamizuki's possession, a pension left by his parents, wanting to get a huge sum of 10,000 yuan is undoubtedly a dream. And wait until Uchiha Kamizuki is able to have his own financial income and make up 10,000 yuan. I'm afraid this will have to wait until he becomes genin and starts doing tasks. Not to mention whether he can live through these periods when genin is saving funds. Even if he saves enough, how many years of practice will be lost and how much time will be wasted? Besides, the average person has income, who doesn't want to buy more meat and medicinal materials and then improve their own strength. Otherwise, he has to buy some good ninja tools. Can he save 10,000 yuan at a time? It's almost impossible. Ninja is not a profession that can make people stupid enough to save money and grow their strength. Only when Uchiha Kamizuki becomes a chunin can he start to save extra money. It will be possible to get it all together. Uchiha Kamizuki felt a pain in the ass at the thought of being promoted to chunin. You must know that Hitaki Kakashi, who is the same age as them, has already graduated from ninja school, and he and Uchiha Obito are still at the tail of the crane. Judging from this situation, even if Uchiha Kamizuki is lucky enough to escape the night of genocide and survive, maybe he will be in his 20s and 30s. Compared with the novels he read in his previous life, some of the protagonists who didn't discover the system until after their death were actually only a little stronger. It's true, it's a fluke. Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but secretly said that he was lucky. He was almost going to live another tragic life. Facing Uchiha Kamizuki, who looked extremely angry, Furokumaru, who was opposite him, smiled embarrassingly and said with some embarrassment, You can't blame me." Looking silently at Furokumaru in front of him, Uchiha Kamizuki was speechless for a moment. Seeing that Uchiha Kamizuki's emotions gradually eased, Fukurokumaru began to introduce himself. "Hello, host, my name is Fulu Wan, and I am the assistant for using this system. Host, you can choose whether to enable me, or you can change my name. However, changing my name requires a name change fee, which is very cheap, only 200 taels is enough." Listening to Furokumaru's introduction in front of him, the expression on Uchiha Kamizuki's face became more and more weird. Why does this Krypton gold system always let me smell a strong breath of cheating money? Uchiha Kamizuki only thinks that the Krypton gold system in front of him is just a nest of selling gold. And according to the following introduction of Furokumaru, Uchiha Kamizuki has thoroughly confirmed that this Krypton gold system is here to cheat his father. The most basic function of this system is called upgrading the training ground. Uchiha Kamizuki can get a lot of training bonuses and can train once a day. Through this training ground, Uchiha Kamizuki can gain a lot of practice experience, even 10 times, 100 times, or 1,000 times. Moreover, by upgrading the training ground, a lot of experience can be allocated to various attributes to help him level up quickly. It sounds good, but it is actually a huge pit. Because these things require money, all the ones require money, and it takes 12 taels for a casual practice. And it costs 100 taels to open a double experience, and 3 times more expensive, directly 1,000 taels. There is a mine at home, play Hokage. In the mind of Uchiha Kamizuki, except for the previous life, when playing the Hokage Ninja mobile game, the longest sentence said, "I no longer have the money to protect Konoha. Fuluin, how awkward. Forget it, I'll call you system." After Uchiha Kamizuki said something secretly in his heart, he changed his words and said, "System, list my attributes." Yes, Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki's current physical condition turned into a floating window and appeared in front of his eyes. Host: Uchiha Kamizuki. Ninjutsu. Apprentice level 1, 1/10,000. Physical technique. Apprenticeship level 1, 1/10,000. Illusion. 1, 1/10,000. Character card. None. Summoning beast. None. Ninja equipment. None. Blood inheritance ability. 1 Tomo Sharingan. Attribute development. 10th level fire attribute 1/10,000. Special talent. Insight into the subtleties. Note 1. Because of Sharingan, your vision is better than ordinary people. Note 2. Low-level fire attribute talent open the nature development of fire attribute ninjutsu, slightly increase the training speed of fire attribute ninjutsu and the power of fire attribute ninjutsu. Special skills. None. The above are the general attributes of Uchiha Kamizuki. It's really rubbish, no wonder I was knocked down by Sarutobi Asuma in a few strokes. After seeing these attributes of himself, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help feeling dizzy. This is too rubbish, isn't it? The son of the dignified Uchiha family, who has been in the school for a year, is still at the level of the first-order trainee. According to Uchiha Kamizuki, who just asked about the system, he learned that there are 3 levels in the apprenticeship stage, and only when he reaches the first level of genin, can he be regarded as officially becoming a genin-level ninja. From the look of this attribute panel, the only bright spot is the fire attribute level 10. This thing, at first glance, is really not low, in fact, the full level is 200. What's more, Uchiha Kamizuki's illusion ability is still 1, that is, the appearance of an ordinary person, 10 points as the first level of apprenticeship. Overall, the road ahead for Uchiha Kamizuki has a long way to go. Glancing at the only 1,000 taels in his hand, Uchiha Kamizuki began to count. Ichiraku ramen, soy sauce ramen without side dishes as 1 or 2 bowls, it can be said to be cheap and good. There are still 25 days before the release of relief funds next month. And the relief fund is only 1,000 yuan a month, which is 10 taels. If I just eat rice every day, I can spend at least 10 yuan a day, and 300 yuan a month. In this way, I can save 700 yuan, which is just enough for me to go to the training grounds 7 times. It doesn't matter, let's try the effect first. In the end, Uchiha Kamizuki gritted his teeth and directly chose to open an upgraded training ground. 10 minutes later, Uchiha Kamizuki looked at his own attribute values, nodded in satisfaction, and said secretly, "This effect is really good." In just 1 training session, he gained 33 points of physical skill experience points. Uchiha Kamizuki was quite satisfied with such an obvious strengthening progress. But compared to the experience points required to upgrade genin, it is simply insignificant. According to this practice progress, it would take him more than 6 years to reach the genin level on the reverse side of the borrowing technique. And it will take nearly 13 years to fill up genin's 3rd level experience points and thus be promoted to chunin. This progress, by the standards of ordinary ninjas, is completely normal. After all, Uzumaki Naruto and the others only graduated from ninja school when they were 12 years old. However, Uchiha Kamizuki is the same period as Uchiha Obito, and now 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen is in power. In other words, it is not far from the time when the 3rd Ninja World War broke out. Can genin survive the brutal ninja war? The answer is of course no. What's more, even if Uchiha has reached the 1st level of genin, with the blessing of 1 Tomo Sharingan, he is an elite genin. Moreover, he is still a genin-like might guy who specializes in physical skills. With this level of strength, in the 3rd Ninja World War, I'm afraid they won't even know how they died. If Uchiha Kamizuki participated in the 3rd Ninja War with genin's level of strength, he might not even know how he died. There is only one way for Uchiha Kamizuki to solve the predicament in front of him. That is to go to the upgrade training ground to double the speed, preferably 10 times faster, and strive to improve the strength to the Jonin level before the 3rd Ninja World War comes. Then, Uchiha Kamizuki tried to get another forbidden technique similar to Might Guy's 8 inner gates. In this way, in the 3rd Ninja World War, as long as Uchiha Kamizuki didn't kill himself on purpose, he still had a chance to survive. For this reason, Uchiha Kamizuki asked the system, and the system said that the store did have it, and the forbidden technique of 8 inner gates was sold, which immediately made Uchiha Kamizuki very happy. However, after the next explanation of the system, Uchiha Kamizuki wanted more and more, and strangled the Krypton gold system of Dogecoin. Because whether it is the system store, equipment or summoning beasts, or even those character cards, as long as they are produced in this Krypton gold system, they all need money. Such a large consumption of money is simply unbearable for a poor person like him. Moreover, Uchiha Kamizuki reckoned that, not to mention him, even Genin is trash, even a real Jonin would not be able to play with this Krypton gold system. If there is no mine in this house, I really can't afford Hokage. It seems that this matter of Krypton gold still has to be forgotten. I really have no money now. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was about to log out of the system full of helplessness, a word from the system made him freeze in place again. The first deposit of 60,000 yuan will give you Rock Lee. Character cards are also one of the functions of the Krypton gold system. By unlocking the character cards, Uchiha Kamizuki can obtain the different skills and talents of each character in the entire Hokage world. And the character card of Sea Ninja Rock Lee is the character card that Uchiha Kamizuki wants most now. Because, the character card of Rock Lee has a character talent bonus. Props. Character cards. Level. Sea Ninja Rock Lee. Active skill. 1. Infinite flurry of dance rush forward. If it hits the enemy, it will perform a high-speed physical combo, and finally knock the enemy into the air with a heavy punch. 2. Leaf hurricane. Perform a large area rotating kick in the air forward, and a rotating kick on the ground. If it hits the enemy will be knocked into the air. Profound truth. Shadow dance leaf. Strikes the enemy at high speed, knocks the enemy into the air, then jumps up, restrains the enemy, and hits the ground violently. Appearance bonus. Genin level physical training experience increased by 40%, physical attack power increased by 6%, and physical fitness increased by 4%. There is no doubt that this character card of Sea Ninja Rock Lee is the most suitable card for Uchiha Kamizuki at present. Uchiha Kamizuki stared at the system, and after a full minute passed, he gritted his teeth fiercely, and then said word by word. "You wait for me, I'm going to find a way to get money." After saying this sentence, Uchiha Kamizuki directly withdrew from the space of the Krypton gold system. 60,000 yuan, that's 6,000 taels. Where did Lousy get this money? Even though thinking this way, Uchiha Kamizuki still had to not do it, and this character card like Rock Lee Uchiha Kamizuki is bound to be obtained. By the way, Uchiha Obito's parents are also dead, so he must have a pension. This guy should not have used it up yet. Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly flew towards Uchiha Obito's house. Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito are neighbors, and the distance between the two families is not very far. Therefore, it took only 2 or 3 minutes for Uchiha Kamizuki to arrive at Uchiha Obito's doorstep. "Obito, cousin, I'm Kamizuki, are you home?" Uchiha Kamizuki shouted awkwardly. Cousin Uchiha Obito, he has something to ask for at the moment, so he can only be polite. Besides, Uchiha Obito was his cousin in the first place, so it wouldn't be a disadvantage to call him. Crunch. While Uchiha Kamizuki was doing psychological counseling for himself, Uchiha Obito came over and opened the door for Uchiha Kamizuki. "Cousin Kamizuki, come in quickly." Uchiha Obito was very hospitable and welcomed Uchiha Kamizuki into his home. As soon as he walked into Uchiha Obito's home, Uchiha Kamizuki looked around a little and found that it was similar to his home. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito came to Uchiha Obito's room. As soon as he walked into Uchiha Obito's room, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes lit up. He found that the layout of Uchiha Obito's room is simple and spacious, with a strong sense of line and three-dimensionality, which is a very standard Japanese style. The most important thing is that one can tell at a glance that Uchiha Obito's family is richer than Uchiha Kamizuki. I don't know this, but to Uchiha Kamizuki's surprise, the former Uchiha Obito was a careless and girlless girl. Especially, when I first started studying at the ninja school, because I didn't have parents to take care of me, I was often sloppy. He only had one set of clothes in total, and he didn't wash them until they were dirty for a long time, and his body smelled very strong. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki originally thought that Uchiha Obito's home would be as messy as a pig's nest. However, when he saw it today, he did not expect that Uchiha Obito actually took care of the house in an orderly manner. It seemed that he had just done a big cleaning and it was almost spotless. Uchiha Kamizuki is a person who became independent very early and has a strong ability to take care of himself. Although he lived alone very early, he often cleaned up the room and did housework. He has always taken care of himself very well. Unexpectedly, Uchiha Obito is also such a person, which makes Uchiha Kamizuki resonate a little. An orphan who has no one else to love him can only love himself, right? Please sit down, cousin Kamizuki. Uchiha Obito went to make a cup of tea for Uchiha Kamizuki himself, handed it to Uchiha Kamizuki, and asked curiously. Cousin Kamizuki, why didn't you practice rest at home, but came to me instead? Well, Obito, cousin, I want you to do me a favor. Uchiha Kamizuki suppressed the discomfort in his heart, and said to Uchiha Obito. I would like to ask you to lend me your most precious thing. In Uchiha Kamizuki's view, the pension left by Uchiha Obito's parents is definitely what Uchiha Obito likes the most. It is really not good for him to speak so boldly. Moreover, this time he planned to borrow 5,000 taels, such a large amount. Unless it is a ninja family, or a businessman's family, it can be taken out, so Uchiha Kamizuki can't help but feel a little nervous. Absolutely impossible. Sure enough, as soon as Uchiha Obito heard Uchiha Kamizuki's words, his face was full of anger, and he looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with red eyes. Well, although he had prepared for a long time, Uchiha Kamizuki was still a little desperate when he really lost this opportunity. Cousin Kamizuki, although we are good brothers, but. After seeing Uchiha Kamizuki's desperate expression, Uchiha Obito couldn't help feeling a little bit unbearable, and said to Uchiha Kamizuki. But, Lin is really my favorite person, it is impossible for me to give her up to you. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki felt as if he had eaten a fly, and the two parties were not on the same channel after a long time. That, Obito, cousin, I actually wanted to borrow money from you. Uchiha Kamizuki twitched the corner of his mouth and directly stated the purpose of his trip. Cousin Obito, I hope you can lend me 5,000 taels, and I will return it to you within this year, please. Seeing Uchiha Kamizuki's determined expression, Uchiha Obito couldn't help but get serious, and asked. Cousin Kamizuki, why do you suddenly ask for such a large sum of money? Because I want to practice, I want to become stronger. As Uchiha Kamizuki said, he directly opened the one Tomo Sharingan that he had just awakened, and looked at Uchiha Obito steadily. Right, Sharingan. Uchiha Obito looked across in shock. Uchiha Kamizuki's scarlet eyes kept turning, and the whole person was stunned. Cousin Obito, you must help me. I want to be strong. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Uchiha Obito, speaking with a very solemn tone. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was a little anxious and anxiously waiting for Uchiha Obito's answer, when the atmosphere in the room was suppressed to the point, Uchiha Obito finally spoke, saying, Uchiha Kamizuki, you fool. Uchiha Obito rushed towards Uchiha Kamizuki from the other side of the table, grabbed Uchiha Kamizuki by the collar, and shouted with a ferocious expression. Uchiha Kamizuki, have you forgotten? We said that we would be salted fish together. You fool, you actually left me now, and turned around secretly by yourself. Let me ask you, won't your conscience hurt? Uchiha Kamizuki was stunned. He looked at Uchiha Obito in disbelief. His eyes were full of disbelief, as if saying, what the hell is this showy operation? When he came out of Uchiha Obito's house, Uchiha Kamizuki had 5,000 taels of money in his hand. Finally you can recharge, Rock Lee, here I come. With excitement, Uchiha Kamizuki returned home, entered the space of the Krypton gold system, and purchased the character card of Sea Ninja Rock Lee. And at the moment when the Sea Ninja Rock Lee character card was equipped, Yiling felt that his condition had improved a lot. Uchiha Kamizuki's most wanted Rock Lee character card at the moment, and it really didn't disappoint him. Not only has Genin level physical training experience, 40% increase in passive effects, but also 3 active physical skills, namely Infinite Flurry, Leaf Hurricane, and Shadow Dance Leaf. As for the actual combat effects of these 3 active physical skills, there is no need to say much. Although this Krypton Gold system is indeed a bit of a scam, there is really nothing to say about the quality of the products produced, and the effect is good. The only regret is that after Uchiha Kamizuki made the first charge, he no longer had any extra money to start upgrading the training ground. If you have enough money, let Uchiha Kamizuki open double practice, plus the increase of Rock Lee card. Uchiha Kamizuki is confident that he will shorten the time originally estimated to take 6 years to reach Genin level strength to within 1 year. It's really cool. Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but sighed secretly again. Such a feeling of rapid improvement in strength, for Uchiha Kamizuki, who has suffered enough from the rapid growth, is not a beautiful word to describe. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but be grateful to Uchiha Obito. If it weren't for Uchiha Obito, who was willing to lend money to himself, how could he have the comfortable life he is now? No matter what happens to Uchiha Obito in the future, at least the current Uchiha Obito deserves his Uchiha Kamizuki's gratitude. After purchasing the character card of the C-level ninja Rock Lee, Uchiha Kamizuki began to work part-time, washing dishes for some noodle restaurants, earning a little food money, and taking care of his cultivation at the same time. More than a week passed quickly like this, and the ninja school will officially start. It was night, and Uchiha Kamizuki squeezed his time and has been exercising gymnastics. After all, he is now a bit of a Rock Lee character card, with a 40% experience bonus for physical training, and he is improving the fastest in this area. After today, my physical skill level can reach the 2nd level of trainee. In addition to the C-level Rock Lee, the 3 active physical skills that come with this character card should be enough for me to beat other students below the Genin level. After all, before becoming Genin, the main fighting method of ninja trainees in the apprenticeship stage is taijutsu. Even if they become Genin level ninjas, the amount of chakra in their body is simply not enough to support them to release more than 2 ninjutsu. Even when the male number 2 in the original book, Uchiha's 2nd pillar Genin, can only play 1 fire style, Great Fireball technique. Uchiha Kamizuki recalled some classmates in the class, and after confirming that none of them had learned ninjutsu, he suddenly became proud. However, when thinking of Hitaki Kakashi who has graduated early, Uchiha Kamizuki's expression suddenly became a little awkward. At the same age, the gap between him and Hitaki Kakashi is not so big. Hitaki Kakashi in this time period can not only use ninjutsu, but also learned his father, Hitaki Sakumo's powerful swordsmanship, and his combat power is estimated to be at least that of elite genin. Having a good father is amazing. Uchiha Kamizuki sighed so, there is no way, in fact, the Hokage ninja world is also a world of serious parenting. Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha 2 pillars, why are the male number 1 and the male number 2? And not because they are, in fact, the reincarnations of the 2 sons of the Sage of 6 Paths. Why Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama ended the Sengoku era. And not because they are, in fact, the reincarnations of the 2 sons of the Sage of 6 Paths. This is the Hokage world, a real Hokage world. This is not an anime on Earth, nor a manga on Earth. This is a complete Hokage world, and the things displayed are naturally different. Perhaps in the comics, what many people see is the passionate side. But they don't know how many dark things are happening behind this passion. This, since Uchiha Kamizuki was born, he has known. There is no fairness in this world, because when people are born, there is no fairness. Because, in the world of Hokage ninjas, ninjas have a high status. Once you have chakra in your body, that person is born superior. Perhaps in Konoha village, many people will see that commoners and ninjas can get along. But outside Konoha village, or in other ninja villages, it is difficult to see these pictures. In some ninja villages, although ninjas do not bully civilians, they also have the pride of being superior to others. Outside ninja village, you will know that civilians are no different from ants in front of ninjas. Of course, there are class distinctions among ninjas, and those clans that inherit the limit of blood are the highest existence. A family with secret techniques is also a powerful existence. The last civilian ninja belongs to the lowest level. Look at Konohamaru, who has a Jonin nanny at a young age. This is the benefit of having a good father and a good grandfather. You know, even a very wealthy businessman, it is impossible to hire a jonin to teach his children. Moreover, even if a ninja is invited to teach, they will not teach their ninjutsu casually. The things they can teach are those things learned in ninja school, common shuriken throwing methods, and simple three-body technique. Do you want to learn other ninjutsu? Sorry, no more. In the Hokage ninja world, there will be some chakra in everyone's body more or less. But for these chakra, it depends on whether you can extract and cultivate them. The chakra extraction method taught by Ninja Academy is the most common extraction method. This method, those family ninjas will not use at all, because this method of chakra extraction is very inefficient. In the hands of the major families, they all have their own family past, higher level chakra extraction methods. Such a situation is like the martial arts sects in the world of martial arts, all of which have their own inner skills and mental methods inherited from each other. This is also one of the reasons why in the original book, the famous Konoha 12 Xiaoqiang is far better than his classmates in the same class. As for the other point, the children of those big families, they have had medicinal baths since they were young, and they can also have one-on-one guidance from their elders to practice ninjutsu. Compared with those ordinary ninjas, it is of course much stronger to just throw shurikens and practice the three-body technique. Of course, it is not impossible for geniuses to emerge among ordinary people. Therefore, there is second Hokage Senju Tobarama, the act of creating a ninja school. Because, the fundamental purpose of the establishment of the ninja school in Konoha village is to recruit talents born among ordinary people. Its complete learning system prevents talent from being lost and ninjas from losing control. It can be said that the ninja system created by second Hokage is a near-perfect existence. From a large number of ninjas, select those with strong aptitude, and then let the confidant jonin teach them. In this way, those geniuses will be accepted as disciples by these jonin, step by step. Even if you are a genius, you will be brainwashed by these levels of teaching. Biri Jiraiya, Minato, Orochimaru, these more famous commoner ninjas, have come here step by step. Of course, it would be difficult for civilian ninjas to rely on their strength to gain access to the upper echelons of power in Konoha village. The most obvious manifestation of this is Might Guy. The only reason why he can become the upper class in Konoha village is that his brain is not working well, and he is focused on physical skills. The second is because of his father, Might Guy, who tried his best not to kill Kurigakure, and the ace team had 7 people, showing the strength of 8 inner gates. Otherwise, when Might Guy is still alive, why is it just a 10,000 years genin, living in a remote forest? It is because of knowing these and understanding the reality of the entire Hokage world that Uchiha Kamizuki is more determined to become the strongest. With such determination, Uchiha Kamizuki practiced until late at night, and didn't go to sleep until close to 2 o'clock in the morning. The next day, early morning, Uchiha Obito got up early, ran to Uchiha Kamizuki's house, and yelled, "Cousin Kamizuki, hurry up, school starts today. If you don't get up again, you will be late soon." Uchiha Obito's excited shout woke up Uchiha Kamizuki, who had just slept. Uchiha Kamizuki opened his eyes, looked at the sky that had just turned white outside, and couldn't help complaining for a while. "Please, it's too early at this point. Are all bears in such a good spirit?" However, Uchiha Kamizuki finally woke up under Uchiha Obito's loud voice, and then made breakfast. Of course, under the reminder of Uchiha Obito, he also made a lunchbox for himself and Uchiha Obito. After wolfing down the meal, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito went out together with a bento. As a result, along the way, Uchiha Obito showed Uchiha Kamizuki what is the living Lei Feng in the Hokage world. I saw Uchiha Obito high energy all the way, looking left and right, as if an old lady would appear to cross the road in the next moment. Seeing such a scene, the corners of Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes twitched. For a long time, Uchiha Kamizuki thought that in the original book, Uchiha Obito was often late for class because of doing good deeds, which was an exaggeration. Unexpectedly, it was modest. Uchiha Kamizuki watched as Uchiha Obito rushed over and helped a 70-year-old grandmother across the road. And the old lady also pulled in cooperation. Uchiha Obito's hand burst into praise. This compliment made Uchiha Obito blush and scratch his head in embarrassment. At the end, Uchiha Obito ran back, giggling non-stop. Cousin Kamizuki, do you feel that this feeling of doing good deeds is really great? Uchiha Obito looked excitedly at Uchiha Kamizuki. His expression seemed to encourage Uchiha Kamizuki, just like a fanatic engaged in pyramid schemes promoting his organization. Well, hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help sighing. He finally understood why Obito got up so early. Along the way, whenever you meet an old lady, regardless of whether the other person wants to cross the road or not, Uchiha Obito's belly will be passed by them. Obito, cousin, I didn't realize how good it is. I just thought that if we don't leave, we will be called by teacher Uehara again today. If I'm not wrong, at this point, I think we should be late. When Uchiha Obito heard the words, Konan possessed him instantly, and then he patted Uchiha Kamizuki on the shoulder and said, "Let's go, or you will be forced to engage in mock battles again." As soon as the voice fell, Uchiha Obito ran away like flying, but it seemed like Uchiha Kamizuki was holding back. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking whether to take advantage of Uchiha Obito's moment and stab him twice when he was still fighting the five scum. After he becomes a big villain in the future, he himself has the capital to show off to others, saying that he is also a 50-50 person with a big villain like Uchiha Obito. While thinking wildly, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito ran all the way, but sure enough, when they arrived at Ninja Academy, they were already late. Clang clang. On top of the training at the ninja school, the students' taijutsu training is in full swing. In this era, the Second Ninja World War had just passed, and the haze of the war still enveloped the entire ninja world. Almost all ninja villages are constantly expanding their armaments. As an institution for cultivating ninjas in the village, the education of the ninja school is also unprecedentedly strict. The actual combat courses of basic ninjutsu, taijutsu, and shuriken are carried out almost from the moment of enrollment. This overly rhythmic ninja education has caused countless Konoha shinobi practitioners to die young. After all, the students of the ninja school are just 6 or 7-year-old children in the final analysis. It is difficult to master strength, and it is quite normal for accidents to happen. Konoha paid a heavy price for this, but what he got was the geniuses created by each era. A large number of outstanding ninjas graduated from school early. Hokage Kakashi is a prime example. Hokage Kakashi started school at the age of 5 and graduated from school early in less than a year. Then he passed the Chunin exam at the age of 6, and now he is 8 years old, and should be hitting the special Jonin level. There is no harm without comparison. Compared to Hokage Kakashi, Uchiha Kamizuki is still staying at the ninja school at this time. Shaking his head, Uchiha Kamizuki put these self-defeating thoughts in his mind behind him. Uchiha Kamizuki thinks that he is the most special kind of second-year-old. With adult thinking, even if he sees other people's excellence, he will not feel any jealousy. Because this is reality. If you want to change the reality, you must rely on your own efforts and strength to change your future. Obito, Kamizuki, you two have just started school and are late again. Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito, originally trying to sneak into the team. However, in the end, the sharp-eyed teacher, Uehara Ida, found out, and immediately roared at them. In addition, regarding the originality of character skills, I can only say that I have worked hard. I basically don't know the character skills in the early stage. After all, they are all about ninjas. Anyone who has played the Hokage mobile game knows that it is only AC level ninja. Hey, it's not like Uehara-sensei. I went out early this morning and met an old lady, and then Uchiha Obito was taken aback, and hurriedly danced and tried to distinguish. Another reason for this boredom. Obito, can you be a little creative? You've been helping Granny across the street for the last year. I reckon, the grandmas in our Konoha village have all been helped by you. Uehara Ida has a generous face, thick eyebrows, and a tall stature. He is only a Chunin in strength, and he is still the kind of Chunin who is promoted by accumulating tasks, and his combat effectiveness is naturally very average. However, Uehara Ida is indeed outstanding in education, otherwise he would not have been sent by Sarutobi Hiruzen to serve as an instructor for Sarutobi Asuma's class. After Uehara Ida sprayed Uchiha Obito, he turned his target to Uchiha Kamizuki and asked with a sneer. What about you, Kamizuki? What's your excuse for being late today? Uchiha Kamizuki bowed slightly to Uehara Ida and said sincerely. Ms. Uehara, I'm watching Obito help the old lady cross the road. Puff. Uchiha Kamizuki's words immediately made the surrounding students couldn't help laughing. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki put on this serious attitude before, but he said such a reason that is not a reason. Uehara Ida was so angry that in his opinion, Uchiha Obito gave back at least some decent excuse for his lateness. But Uchiha Kamizuki is good, he doesn't even bother to make up excuses, this Uchiha family guy is crazy. Oh, not bad, Kamizuki, you have a good reason. Not only, it explained why you were late, but you can also testify to Obito by the way. Very good, very good. Such quick thinking at such a young age is a talent. Uehara Ida smiled angrily. He looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with a half smile and said. Although the reason is very good, but the teacher, I don't believe it. And, the teacher is very angry now, and the consequences are serious. So, Kamizuki, you come here now and have a mock battle. The simulated battle is a simulated ninja duel between students and students in the ninja school. The simulated battle is different from ordinary gymnastics exercises. In the simulated battle, there are no regular restrictions on both sides. The rule of drawing a circle and whoever goes out of the bounds loses does not exist, and both sides are allowed to use weapons in order to achieve the maximum reduction, the battle between real ninjas. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help nodding his head. He just upgraded today and got 3 active physical skills from Rock Lee, so his hands are itching right now. Unexpectedly, there was a pillow when he just dozed off. The actual combat opportunity Uehara Ida gave him was just in line with Uchiha Kamizuki's intentions, and he immediately walked over calmly. If you are forced to pretend, you will suffer internal injuries. Uchiha Kamizuki laughed coldly, and secretly slandered. You forced me to do this. HMPH. Uehara Ida on the opposite side was always there, observing the changes in Uchiha Kamizuki's expression. At this time, after seeing Uchiha Kamizuki's eager expression, he immediately smiled badly and said. Adversary, Sarutobi Asuma. As soon as Uehara Ida's words fell, the other students around suddenly looked strange. They looked at Sarutobi Asuma, then at Uchiha Kamizuki, and then started talking. Too bad, Uchiha Kamizuki is facing off against Asuma again. Hehe, who dares Uchiha Kamizuki to tease Uehara-sensei so much? HMPH, the Uchihas are so rude, being late for the first day of school. Arrogant family, Uchiha Kamizuki will be severely punished by Asuma class leader today. Although I already know that Uchiha Kamizuki will be beaten badly, I still have some expectations to watch it again. Obito, you are really late every time. This is good, and Kamizuki will be punished by the teacher. On the training ground, Nohara Rin had walked to the side of Uchiha Obito at some point, and reprimanded Uchiha Obito with her hands on her hips. Uchiha Obito raised his hands high, explaining something awkwardly, but it obviously didn't make Nohara Rinline happy. Next to it, Mitarashi Anko, Flying Bamboo Dragonfly, Might Guy, Morino Ibiki, and Kurenai Yuhi are all looking at Uchiha Obito. Uchiha Obito won the Lifetime Achievement Award for helping others because he often helped the grandmother cross the road. Therefore, even though Uchiha Obito's grades have been very poor, his popularity in the class is much better than that of Uchiha Kamizuki. After all, the former Uchiha Kamizuki himself was very proud and didn't take anyone seriously. In addition, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito are difficult brothers in grades, so he basically has no friends in the class. And, who is Sarutobi Asuma? Son of the third Hokage. The Sarutobi family can be regarded as a famous family in Konoha. Then there is Sarutobi Asuma, whose talent is also very good. Since Hitaki Kakashi, who ranked first, graduated early, Asuma has become the top 3 junior masters in his grade. In the current super, apart from the Hyuga clan Hyuga Hidden, the Uchiha clan Uchiha Yanquan, Sarutobi Asuma is the strongest. Therefore, in the daily simulated battle, what the students are most afraid of is that they will be drawn to fight against these 3 people. Of course, there are also a few who are not afraid of them, that is Uchiha Obito, Might Guy, Yuhihong, Morino Ibiki and Mitarashi Anko. However, among them, whether it is a single battle or overall strength, they are inferior to Sarutobi Asuma and the three of them. Asuma, whose name was called, was taken aback for a moment, and then a lonely snow-like smile appeared on his face. Sarutobi Asuma in this age group is at the age of rebellion. In addition, it is now the top 3 in the class, as well as the position of monitor, second generation and so on. With so many dazzling auras added to his body, Sarutobi Asuma's eyes almost grew to the top of his head at this time. After hearing the discussion of the students, the black-haired Sarutobi Asuma walked up to Uchiha Kamizuki with an unknown object that looked like a cigarette in his mouth. However, after Sarutobi Asuma came on the field, he did not talk to Uchiha Kamizuki first. I saw that Sarutobi Asuma first put on a cool pose very coquettishly, glanced at Yuhihong in the distance, smiled at her, and then began to pay attention to Uchiha Kamizuki. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help twitching the corner of his mouth slightly, secretly admiring Sarutobi Asuma for acting aggressively. Looking at Sarutobi Asuma, a veteran smoker, Uchiha Kamizuki maliciously speculated. This guy, didn't he steal Sarutobi Asuma's old smoking gun? You can learn such a taste from eating a lollipop. Sarutobi Asuma was still a little bit disappointed when he saw the girl he liked was ignoring him. However, luck and misfortune depend on each other, so he has another chance to pretend, doesn't he? With this in mind, Sarutobi Asuma immediately put on an unfathomable posture, and smiled kindly at Uchiha Kamizuki. I'm usually the most low-key person. I don't like to make publicity. You must be concerned about my identity. Do it, Kamizuki, don't let me be clingy just because I'm the son of third Hokage. It seemed that he realized that his attitude was a bit arrogant and did not fit his status as a second generation, so Sarutobi Asuma, who cherishes feathers very much, immediately said. Don't worry, Uchiha Kamizuki. With your current strength, it is impossible to hurt me. Uchiha Kamizuki, who is opposite Sarutobi Asuma, has already rolled his eyes at this time, and at the same time secretly cursed in his heart. Neighbor Mala, you're so low-key, don't speak so loudly. Don't blame me for not telling you, the super dick over there, Uchiha Obito is already envious of you. He really didn't expect that Sarutobi Asuma was so angry when he was a child. Until now, Uchiha Kamizuki understood why Sarutobi Asuma couldn't make it to the finale. It must be the guy Sarutobi Asuma, who was too arrogant when he was young, and finally got hated by Uchiha Obito. Then, after Uchiha Obito flourished, let the two guys, Kakuzu and Hidan, focus on taking care of Sarutobi Asuma. Yes, that must be the case. Okay, don't worry, I won't keep my hands. Ignoring the different looks around, Uchiha Kamizuki said to Sarutobi Asuma with a smile all over his face. Asuma was slightly surprised by Uchiha Kamizuki's attitude, although it was only a trivial matter. However, for Sarutobi Asuma, who was in the rebellious period, he couldn't tolerate sand in his eyes, and his eyes suddenly became sharp. On the court, Uehara Ida stood in the middle of Uchiha Kamizuki and Sarutobi Asuma. He told Uchiha Kamizuki and Sarutobi Asuma briefly about some precautions for simulated battles, and then said solemnly. Then, the duel begins. After finishing speaking, Uehara Ida was a body flicker technique and disappeared in the middle of the field. Catch, catch. Just when Uehara Ida disappeared, Sarutobi Asuma just pulled the wrench finger and made a crackling sound. He didn't talk nonsense at this time, just looked at Uchiha Kamizuki very gracefully, and signaled Uchiha Kamizuki to attack him first. When Uchiha Kamizuki saw Sarutobi Asuma, he acted as if he was convinced of him, shook his head, and said politely to Sarutobi Asuma. As expected of Mr. Hokage's son, he is magnificent. If that's the case, then I won't be polite. After the words fell, Uchiha Kamizuki kicked his feet, rushed straight towards Asuma, and then punched directly. Seeing this scene, Sarutobi Asuma was as motionless as a mountain, raised his hand to grasp with 5 fingers, and firmly caught Uchiha Kamizuki's oncoming straight punch, and then said calmly. Hehe, Kamizuki, if you only have this level of strength, you have no chance of winning against me. Sarutobi Asuma was already at this time, completely entered the pretending mode, and began to preach to Uchiha Kamizuki. Although Sarutobi Asuma was launching a mouth attack on Uchiha Kamizuki, the movement of his hands was not slow. Sarutobi Asuma stared at him, then stepped forward quickly, swung his right fist and punched Uchiha Kamizuki in the heart. This punch went straight, and it was obviously a very typical physical skill like Gankwan. Although Sarutobi Asuma is still young, there are already clearly visible muscle lines on his arms. With Uchiha Kamizuki equipped with a Rock Lee character card, looking at Sarutobi Asuma's move, it is simply full of flaws. However, Uchiha Kamizuki, who wanted to test his physical strength, did not choose to dodge. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki, with a flash of figure, raised his right hand, and also punched out with a punch, planning to hit hard steel. Between the lightning and the flint, the two fists collided straightly. Boom! There was a muffled sound of bone and flesh colliding, and Sarutobi Asuma swayed, taking a step back uncontrollably. On the other hand, Uchiha Kamizuki did not move at all, not taking a step back. I was careless. Before the other onlookers could exclaim, Sarutobi Asuma had already found an excuse for his loss. Uchiha Kamizuki ignored Sarutobi Asuma's words, and with a flash, he once again bullied him and launched an offensive with Sarutobi Asuma. All of a sudden, Sarutobi Asuma and Uchiha Kamizuki, two people, started close combat. Boom, boom, boom. The sound of fist-to-fist hand-to-hand combat resounded continuously throughout the training ground. This burst of close-to-body bunts made the students watching the battle a little dazed. Might Guy was the first to cry out tearfully, saying, "Youth! This is the passionate youth." Kurenai Yuhi and the other girls looked at Uchiha Kamizuki in surprise as well. Although the previous Uchiha Kamizuki inherited the arrogance of the Uchiha clan, he did not inherit the talent of the Uchiha clan, and his strength is really not very good. However, I didn't expect that Uchiha Kamizuki's strength would have such an obvious change after only seeing each other for a while. The current him can actually fight Sarutobi Asuma to this extent. This kid. At this scene, even Uehara Ida, who is the instructor, couldn't help but stare sideways at it, secretly marveling at Uchiha Kamizuki's progress. Uchiha Kamizuki is still not good, Asuma's strength is far more than that. Morino Ibiki stared closely at Uchiha Kamizuki and Sarutobi Asuma, who were attacking each other on the battlefield, and finally said in a deep voice. Yuhahong and others heard the words and did not object. Sarutobi Asuma's strength has always been obvious to all. Although Uchiha Kamizuki has made rapid progress, it is obviously impossible to catch up with Sarutobi Asuma in such a short time. As for the development of the matter, as Morino Ibiki said, after the brief confrontation between the two, Sarutobi Asuma began to exert his strength gradually. I saw that Sarutobi Asuma finally, relying on the advantage of physical strength, gave Uchiha Kamizuki a heavy punch and hit Uchiha Kamizuki on the shoulder. Uchiha Kamizuki, on the other hand, did not retreat but advanced, directly resisting Sarutobi Asuma's blow, and then took the opportunity to bully him. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki slammed his hands, grabbed Sarutobi Asuma's body at once, and then followed the trend, which was an over-the-shoulder fall. And Sarutobi Asuma's reaction was not slow. With a twist of his body, his footsteps landed steadily, and then he kicked sharply, and his body immediately flew towards Uchiha Kamizuki. Boom! Sarutobi Asuma used the inertia of the forward rush to knock Uchiha Kamizuki out at once. Good chance. Seeing Uchiha Kamizuki's unstable figure, Sarutobi Asuma couldn't help but his eyes lit up, and he immediately pursued the victory. Immediately, Sarutobi Asuma accelerated again, stepped forward quickly and kicked Uchiha Kamizuki in the back. However, Uchiha Kamizuki's waist was like a strong spring, and it bounced suddenly. Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly turned around in midair, with his face facing the ground, and he slammed his hands on the ground, which immediately lifted him up. Sarutobi Asuma had a look of astonishment on his face. He never expected that Uchiha Kamizuki could play such a move at the moment of the light key. Sarutobi Asuma originally wanted to use this flying kick to end the fight, so he didn't have any strength left in this move. So much so that at this moment, Sarutobi Asuma had no choice but to change his tactics, and could only watch Uchiha Kamizuki fly over his head. "You're being careless again." Uchiha Kamizuki caught this mistake of Sarutobi Asuma. The moment he passed the opponent's head, he didn't even look at it. He swung his leg and swept towards Sarutobi Asuma's head fiercely. Not good. As soon as Sarutobi Asuma felt the strong wind howling behind him, he knew it was too late for him to escape. At the moment, he had to try his best to twist his body, and at the same time, he used his eyes to protect the place behind him that might be attacked. Boom. Just after Sarutobi Asuma finished a complete set of defensive moves, he was kicked out by Uchiha Kamizuki. The moment Sarutobi Asuma landed, he rolled several times in succession, and then immediately stood up, facing Uchiha Kamizuki. The first rule of the ninja: never leave your back to the enemy. Sarutobi Asuma had just stabilized his body when he heard Uchiha Kamizuki shout, "Leaf Hurricane!" Sarutobi Asuma's eyes panicked, and when he saw Uchiha Kamizuki, his body rushed forward, and he also flew a kick, drawing an arc. Drink. At the critical moment, Sarutobi Asuma made a sudden bow and avoided Uchiha Kamizuki's mid-air kick. However, before Sarutobi Asuma was happy, he heard exclamations from around. Immediately he saw Uchiha Kamizuki. After the first round of attack failed, he actually bounced above the ground, and turned around directly to form another big whirlwind on the ground. Now, it's over. Sarutobi Asuma only had time to flash this thought, and was swept away by Uchiha Kamizuki, a second stage attack by Leaf Hurricane. I saw that Sarutobi Asuma was swept away by Uchiha Kamizuki one by one, like a ball, rolling on the ground for several laps before stopping. Uchiha Kamizuki and Sarutobi Asuma, the lightning-like taijutsu battle between the two of them dazzled the students watching. The entire battle process of the rabbit rising and the falcon falling can be described as wonderful. From the beginning, the two sides were evenly matched, until Sarutobi Asuma once had the upper hand. Then it was Uchiha Kamizuki who pulled the trigger again, giving Asuma a head-on blow, and a gorgeous leaf hurricane to end the fight. During the battle of just a few minutes, the blood of the little kids who are not even genin can't help but boil. So good. Bravo. Great. This is the battle between ninjas. The students on the training ground were shouting excitedly, and the voice of mocking Uchiha Kamizuki before seemed to have completely disappeared with his gorgeous turn. Hyuga stood behind the crowd every day. His eyes were about to burst into sparks. He stared at Uchiha Kamizuki, couldn't help clenching his fists, sneered, and murmured to himself, "Very good. First Uchiha Yanquan, and now there is another Uchiha Kamizuki, the Uchiha clan, interesting. I, Hyuga, will let you know every day that in Konoha village, my Hyuga family is the real no. One Konoha family." Just when Hyuga aimed at Uchiha Kamizuki secretly, Uchiha Obito gave Uchiha Kamizuki a thumbs up. His face was full of excitement. He laughed loudly and shouted, "Haha, cousin Kamizuki, well done." Uchiha Kamizuki stood in the field, listening to the praise and congratulations outside, suddenly felt a little less interested, thinking to himself, "I'm really serious too. I'm really getting serious with a 6 or 7-year-old brat." Student Uchiha Kamizuki, you won this mock battle. Uehara Ida came over from a distance and announced the result of this mock battle. Afterwards, Uehara Ida looked at it very seriously. Uchiha Kamizuki shook his head and laughed, and said, "Kamizuki-san, you really surprised the teacher this time. It's all because Monitor Asuma asked me to." Uchiha Kamizuki shrugged in response to Uehara Ida's inquisitive eyes, and said very modestly, "Squad leader Asuma deserves to be the son of the third-generation Sama, and he's such a wonderful person. During the simulated battle just now, I was a little embarrassed to be let down several times." Really. Hearing this, Uehara Ida did not ask Uchiha Kamizuki anymore, but looked behind Sarutobi Asuma who had already got up, and said, "Now that the mock battle is over, Uchiha Kamizuki, Sarutobi Asuma, please conclude the Seal of Reconciliation." The Seal of Reconciliation, as the name suggests, is a symbol of reconciliation between ninjas and ninjas, no matter how big the gap is. In the original book, Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke concluded a Seal of Reconciliation twice in the Valley of the End. After hearing Uehara Ida's words, Sarutobi Asuma was 10,000 unwilling. However, because of Sarutobi Asuma's identity as the son of third Hokage, it is naturally not good for him to destroy his image in front of so many people. At the moment, Sarutobi Asuma had no choice but to conclude a Seal of Reconciliation and reconciled with Uchiha Kamizuki. However, Sarutobi Asuma took note of this grudge, and he planned to play slowly with Uchiha Kamizuki in the future. After the reconciliation, Uehara Ida began to test other things for everyone, and God Uchiha stepped aside. He leaned on a useless target, yawning boredly, but he was thinking about where to learn the shadow clone technique. In the original book, when Uchiha Itachi was young, he often used the shadow clone technique to assign a shadow clone instead of the main body to go to school. Because, when the shadow clone condensed by the shadow clone technique dissipates, all the memory and experience of the shadow clone will be returned to the main body. Therefore, the shadow clone technique can basically be said to be the biggest one in the Hokage world, and a shadow clone is double experience. If there are 10,000 shadow clones in this way, it will be much stronger than Krypton gold. However, the multiple shadow clone technique is a forbidden technique included in the Book of Seals. Hey, it's impossible for me to learn stealthily, even if it's shadow clone technique, this low allocation is impossible. At the end of the day, it's still worth Krypton gold. It seems that I have to save money quickly and buy the C-level Uzumaki Naruto character card. Finally, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but sigh. He is a person, once he has made money, he can't stop. Hey, it's impossible for me to learn stealthily, even if it's shadow clone technique, this low allocation is impossible. At the end of the day, it's still worth Krypton gold. It seems that I have to save money quickly and buy the C-level Uzumaki Naruto character card. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking about how to get money with a sad face, and continued his way of Krypton gold, Uchiha Obito, Nohara Rin, and Yuhihong walked over together. Cousin Kamizuki, you did a good job this time, you didn't embarrass me, ha 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 ha. Uchiha Obito was happy, as if he had defeated Sarutobi Asuma himself, and patted Uchiha Kamizuki on the shoulder excitedly. Kamizuki-san, you are so good that you can already defeat Asuma. Yuhihong opened her cute eyes, and on her immature face, there was a bit of admiration. I'll go, this Yuhihongmong blinded me. This was the first time Uchiha Kamizuki watched Kurani Yuhi so carefully. Although, the previous Uchiha Kamizuki liked Yuhihong very much. However, out of the pride of the Uchiha clan, they just watched from a distance, just like Hyuga Hinata in the original book. Therefore, it is the first time for Uchiha Kamizuki to have such close contact with Yuhihong. In the original book, Yuhihong is full of heroism, and she has the feeling of a female general on the battlefield. However, the current Yuhihong is too cute, right? At this time, Yuhihong was only 6 years old, and it was Kawaii's time. She has long black hair with a shawl, and a baby fat face, inlaid with a pair of naive, big red eyes with a bit of cuteness, blinking like an elf, very cute. Even Uchiha Kamizuki, an old driver, couldn't help but want to go up and ravage her face severely. It's not deceiving, it's pink and round, it's really cute. On the contrary, Uchiha Obito, the most beloved goddess Nohara Rin, somewhat disappointed Uchiha Kamizuki. At least in Uchiha Kamizuki's opinion, the two paints on the cheeks on both sides of Rin Nohara somewhat spoiled her beauty. However, in the world of Hokage ninjas, many ninjas will paint this peculiar paint on their faces. For example, the members of the Inuzuka clan, regardless of gender, are dressed like this. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki is really not good at commenting on Nohara Rin. Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito, after a few brief conversations, they continued to practice Kunaishojian. With the passive state blessing of the Rock Lee character card, as long as Uchiha Kamizuki does training related to martial arts, he will have a 40% experience bonus. Soon it was noon, the morning class was finally over, and the students all started to eat. Quite unexpectedly, Kuroyuki and Rin Nohara were pulled over by Uchiha Obito and had dinner with Uchiha Kamizuki. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki naturally would not object. After all, with the pretty little Lolita Yuhihong around, eating will be much more refreshing. It's not a joke to be beautiful and delicious. The four of them, Uchiha Kamizuki, didn't choose a place, and ate it directly in the class. Nohara Rin and Yuhihong, the bento for the two of them is very simple, just rice balls one by one. And inside these rice balls, there are seaweed, meat floss, and green vegetables, which look very delicate and pleasing to the eye. On the other hand, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito are very shabby, one is fried cabbage and the other is fried potato shreds. What's more, it is rice shaped like a brick, which is completely incomparable with other people's rice balls. Seeing this, Nohara Rin and Yuhihong couldn't help covering their mouths with a smile, and then shared some food, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito. Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito are not polite at all. I dare to eat if you dare to give it to me. A simple meal, coupled with Uchiha Kamizuki, telling two small jokes from time to time, quickly shortened the relationship between him, Nohara Rin and Yuhihong. After all, the little girl was easy to coax, but Sarutobi Asuma looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with gloomy eyes. May 7th, Sunny. Because of the mock battle with Uchiha Kamizuki today, I accidentally lost, which made my beloved Red far away from me. Uchiha Kamizuki actually ate the rice ball that was supposed to belong to me. I will remember this grudge. In the corner of the classroom, Sarutobi Asuma's face was ashen, and in the small notebook in his heart, he secretly recorded all kinds of unforgivable crimes of Uchiha Kamizuki. He swears that he must find a chance to get back what happened today and get back his beloved Hong. As Konoha's biggest, fire second generation, Sarutobi Asuma has received elite education since childhood, but she will not easily reveal her true character. Therefore, although he is very dissatisfied with Uchiha Kamizuki, in order to maintain his image of being popular with second generation, Sarutobi Asuma will not run over to make trouble for Uchiha Kamizuki for no reason. As soon as Sarutobi Asuma made a move, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't take it seriously at all. For Sarutobi Asuma, who is not very strong, but is extremely lucky, and just entered Shippuden not long ago, Uchiha Kamizuki really doesn't want to bully him, as long as he doesn't come to annoy himself. After eating, go wash the lunch box. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki finished his meal, stretched himself, and pushed a few lunch boxes to Uchiha Obito by the way. What, cousin Kamizuki, why me? At this time, Uchiha Obito was bragging with his goddess Nohara Rin, who would want to do such a thing. Immediately, Uchiha Obito narrowed his eyes and looked at Uchiha Kamizuki. The meaning of the threat was self-evident. However, before Uchiha Kamizuki could speak, Rin Nohara took the lunchbox and said with a smile. Then I'll come. No, let me do it, don't bother Lin with such trivial matters, he. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Obito became excited immediately, glared at Uchiha Kamizuki fiercely, and reluctantly went to wash the lunch box. Thank you Hong and Lin for the lunch. After Uchiha Obito left, Uchiha Kamizuki thanked Kurenai Yuhi and Rin Nohara. You know, today he ate nearly a quarter of the bento for the two of them. Well, you're welcome, Yuhi Hong said very cutely. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Kurenai Yuhi, with her big cute eyes, and really wanted to pinch her pink face. Yes, at this moment, Nohara Lin also spoke up. I still want to thank you. Once again, Uchiha Kamizuki chatted with the two little girls. Soon, the students who went out to eat came back one after another. Afterwards, Uehara Ida also appeared, and then took everyone to the playground outside. In the afternoon class, Uehara Ida arranged to practice shuriken and kunai throwing. Shuriken and kunai are really too simple. For a genius like me, there is no difficulty at all. After casually throwing out 3 kunai, all of which hit the bull's eye, some Hyuga raised his head arrogantly every day, and said loudly on purpose. Moreover, his eyes looked at Uchiha Kamizuki from time to time, which was full of provocation, and said sarcastically to himself. It's not like some people who are too small to use their own family's blood succession limit, but instead start practicing physical skills. What an idiot. The bloodline of the Hyuga family is white eyes, which can be owned from birth. As long as you practice hard the day after tomorrow, you can easily open your eyes and have a nearly 360-degree viewing angle, whether it is the main house or the branch house. The owner of the white eye can see the flow of chakra in the surrounding air, and has the telescopic eye that can see into the distance, and the inside eye that can see through objects. Not only that, Bayan can also see the opponent's meridian nerves, as well as acupuncture points all over the body. It is also possible to use chakra to strengthen the ability of Bayan several times, to see things within a radius of 1 kilometer, and its insight is far superior to that of the Sharingan of the Uchiha family. Therefore, in the ninja world, Bayan is recognized as one of the 3 most famous pupil techniques, blood successor limitation, which can be called together with Sharingan. There are even rumors that during the Sengoku era, a ninja appeared in the Hyuga clan who could compete with Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama. This person is Hyuga Tenin, the ancestor of the Hyuga clan. He has ultimate white eyes comparable to Mangekyo Sharingan, and his strength is extremely terrifying. It is also for this reason that the Hyuga clan often competes with the Uchiha clan for the title of No. 1 Konoha clan. This is why Hidden, Hyuga, was so upset after seeing Uchiha Kamizuki show off. In Hyuga's daily cognition, he is the only member of the Hyuga family in this class, and he shoulders the important task of spreading the prestige of the Hyuga family here. Since Hitaki Kakashi graduated, Uchiha Yanquan, who was automatically promoted to the first younger brother, has been a huge threat. As a result, another Uchiha Kamizuki appeared today. If things go on like this, won't this place become the world of the Uchiha clan? This, not bad. Therefore, Hyuga intends to take the opportunity to suppress Uchiha Kamizuki, a guy who is, in the limelight, today, so as to highlight the strength of the Hyuga clan. So, Hyuga de Genius Breath Satire Uchiha Kamizuki, let him take the initiative to challenge himself. After all, it is always the weak who challenge the strong. Moreover, if he strikes hard for a while, the responsibility is all on Uchiha Kamizuki, and he can stay out of it. While Hyuga was active every day, thinking about his own thoughts, Uchiha Obito on the field couldn't stand Hyuga's cynicism, and immediately glared at Hyuga every day, saying, "Who were you calling an idiot just now?" Uchiha Obito, as Uchiha Kamizuki's cousin, rushed forward with his fists clenched. Uchiha Kamizuki stretched out his hand with a smile, grabbed Uchiha Obito's hand, and then said to Hyuga Hidden, "Hey, the kid from the Hyuga family on the opposite side, are you looking for a fight?" Hyuga families, kid, are you still looking for a fight? The more Hyuga thought about Uchiha Kamizuki's words every day, the more awkward he felt. Hearing what Uchiha Kamizuki said, Hyuga felt that he seemed to be shorter out of thin air, and couldn't help but feel panicked, and immediately said with a sneer, "Uchiha Kamizuki, are you challenging me? Who do you think you are? Do you think you can talk to Sarutobi Asuma just because you defeated Sarutobi Asuma?" In fact, Hyuga is not arrogant when he says this every day. Although, Hyuga Risshin is a disciple of Hyuga Branch House, but his talent is really good, otherwise he would not have been assigned to be in the same class as Sarutobi Asuma. Regardless of his young age, his gentle fist has already reached the second palm of 8 trigrams. At the age of 6, few people can counter him. Therefore, Hyuga Risshin's second place in the class is really not a joke, and this is one of his most proud things. Uchiha Kamizuki, remember, no matter how hard the tail of the crane struggles, it will still be the tail of the crane. Hyuga confronted Uchiha Kamizuki every day, and he just scolded Uchiha Kamizuki, not to mention how happy he was. He secretly scored 99 for his performance, which, by the way, was modest in the end. Just when Hyuga was secretly praising himself, he suddenly saw Uchiha Kamizuki, looked at him strangely, shook his head and said, "Hyuga Raiden, you are really amazing, you don't even pay attention to Lord Third Hokage's son." Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Hyuga Hidden pityingly with a, "You're done," expression, and said, "Amazing, really amazing, I will remember you for Asuma." As soon as Uchiha Kamizuki's voice fell, Hyuga Hidden's expression changed immediately. After seeing the same surprised expressions of the other students around, Hyuga Risshin's face became more bitter, and he quickly explained. I didn't. Really, there are so many people here, but they all heard it." Uchiha Kamizuki showed an overly frightened expression, looked at Hyuga Hidden and said with a teasing face, "Then do you dare to repeat what you said just now?" I just didn't. Hyuga has made a decision every day. He must be beaten to death and refuse to admit it, otherwise if he offends Sarutobi Hiruzen who is now in power, the Hyuga family will be in trouble. But when Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga were bickering every day, the squad leader Sarutobi Asuma, who stood outside the crowd, was very angry. Heartbroken, he was provoking someone, and he just laid down the gun for no reason. "You are fighting your mouths, but why do you want to mention me on purpose? Especially that nasty Uchiha Kamizuki, I need you to remember for me." Sarutobi Asuma filled his face, and recorded in the small notebook in his heart. May 7th, sunny, afternoon. Today, Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga Hidden, they bickered and deliberately took this opportunity to insult me. By the way, What happened today may be a conspiracy by the Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan to join forces to suppress the prestige of my Sarutobi clan. Besides, I remember this hatred again. Uchiha Kamizuki, Hyuga hidden, when I become 4th Hokage, I will definitely ask you to look after me. Today is destined to be the day when Sarutobi Asuma is injured the most. At the same time, today is also a historic moment for the erection of Sarutobi Asuma, the dream of the future. Uchiha Kamizuki is going to challenge again, is Hyuga hidden classmate. Hyuga hidden is not a genius like Hatake Kakashi, but he is also very strong. Uchiha Kamizuki is probably because I won the mock battle with Asuma squad leader before, and now I am a little proud. That's right, I heard that many people from the Uchiha clan want to make Uchiha Kamizuki look good. Hey, I guess there will be a good show this semester. The students on the training ground were talking a lot, and Uehara Ida, who was instructing the students from a distance, soon noticed. Uehara Ida glanced sideways. The situation on Uchiha Kamizuki's side suddenly frowned slightly. He felt that Uchiha Kamizuki was a little too complacent. I just won against Sarutobi Asuma this morning, and in the afternoon I met the second-placed Hyuga hidden. Such a mentality cannot become an excellent ninja. A real ninja hides in the dark most of the time, and will not show his truest strength unless it is absolutely necessary. After all, the mind is not calm enough. Uehara Ida shook his head, feeling a little disappointed with Uchiha Kamizuki. At first he thought Uchiha Kamizuki was enlightened, but now it seems it's better to teach him a lesson now than to become a ninja and be killed later. With this in mind, Uehara Ida decided not to intervene in the challenge between Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga hidden. Uchiha Obito looked at Uchiha Kamizuki. He was the only one in the audience who knew how hard Uchiha Kamizuki had worked this holiday season and how much progress he had made. These guys thought that Hyuga was going to win every day, but how did they know that cousin Kamizuki has already activated Sharingan? Uchiha Obito looked at the magnificent Uchiha Kamizuki in front of him. If Hatake Kakashi's genius halo was not too great, he once thought that Uchiha Kamizuki would have defeated Hatake Kakashi. Beside, the two girls Lin and Yuhihong looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with some anxiety. After all, Hyuga has accumulated power for a long time, every day, and they are not optimistic about Uchiha Kamizuki. You know, the Hyuga clan is a famous family in Konoha, and there is a huge gap in strength between the children of some families who have blood successors and those who have no blood successors. Don't worry, cousin Kamizuki is fine. Uchiha Obito gave the thumbs up to the two lovely girls, saying that Uchiha Kamizuki has no problem at all. A group of students are discussing with great interest the challenge between Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga hidden, and they are looking forward to the next battle. But Uchiha Kamizuki, the person involved, is feeling very uncomfortable. If someone finds him trouble every day, how can he have time to practice? He doesn't even have time to practice, so how can he have time to earn money, and how can he Krypton gold if he doesn't have money? But if he can't Krypton gold, how can his strength improve? Without the improvement of strength, we can only wait for death, okay. For Uchiha Kamizuki now, time really is money, life really. So, for Hyuga hidden who wasted his life, his money and his life, Uchiha Kamizuki decided to kill him hard. Hyuga hidden, isn't it? Uchiha Kamizuki chanted this name, which is as famous as Long Aoshin and Yi Liangchen, an aggressive name. However, in Uchiha Kamizuki's heart, there was no fear at all, and he even wanted to laugh. However, Uchiha Kamizuki held back after all, and said to Hyuga hidden, "You said I want to challenge you, so I will challenge you. Who do you think you are? Why, are the people of the Uchiha clan scared?" After hearing what Uchiha Kamizuki said, Hyuga raised his brows immediately and said with disdain, "If you're scared, just obediently run around the school 3 times, shouting that the people of the Uchiha clan are trash, and I won't bother to argue with you." Chapter 11. Hyuga looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with a merciful look every day, and Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help shaking his head with that proud look. "I didn't say I was afraid of you, I just thought the simple competition was too boring." When Uchiha Kamizuki said this, he could not help but pause, then looked at Hyuga hidden with burning eyes, and said with a sneer, 10,000 taels. Let's bet 10,000 taels. If you lose, you will give me 10,000 taels. What did you say? Hyuga's eyes widened when he heard the rumors every day. Although he came from such a famous family as the Hyuga family, it is impossible for a 6-year-old child to afford such a huge sum of 10,000 taels. You have 10,000 taels to bet with me. Hyuga Rishin suddenly reacted. He remembered that Uchiha Kamizuki was an orphan, and he would definitely not be able to spend so much money. Dang even couldn't help but sneered. I don't have 12,000 taels, but if I lose, I will fulfill all your previous requirements, and then I will quit the ninja school, and I will never be a ninja again. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Hyuga Hidden, his eyes gradually became sharper, and a cold smile appeared on his face, and said, Hyuga Rishin, are you so hesitant? Is it because your Hyuga family lacks money, or do you actually think that you are no match for me at all? If you really dare not accept my challenge because of these 2 reasons. I, Uchiha Kamizuki, can take what you said before as a fart, or I can take you as a fart. But, just please don't stay away from me in the future, don't come here to disgust me. You. Hyuga couldn't help shortness of breath after hearing the words every day. He was a little bit hard to get off now. If he accepts Uchiha Kamizuki's challenge, if he loses, it will be a huge debt of 10,000 taels, which he can't afford to pay by himself. And if he asks his parents for money, he will let his father know about it. This kind of thing that slanders the Hyuga clan, he will know the result without thinking about it. However, if he doesn't agree, then his face will be gone. The Hyuga family will also be disgraced for his cowardly actions, and his end result is not much better. For a while, Hyuga Rishin only felt a dilemma. At this moment, Uehara Ida came over. He first glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki, then at Hyuga Hidden, shook his head, and said, You 2 little kids, what are you messing around with? Hurry up and train me. Seeing this scene every day, Hyuga couldn't help secretly heaving a sigh of relief. When he was about to go down the steps, he suddenly saw Uchiha Kamizuki behind Uehara Ida, with an unconscious expression on his face, and he was shocked. I see. That must be it. Hyuga Rishin was only at this moment, and only felt that it suddenly became clear that he had figured it out. Before Uchiha Kamizuki must have been unable to beat himself, so he deliberately set a high price, which made him doubt himself. Then, as long as I hesitate, I will forget it, and I can take this opportunity to humiliate him once. What a calculation. It's a pity that you met me, Hyuga Raiden, a true Hyuga genius. Hyuga Hidden, who thought he understood the cause and effect, immediately changed his eyes, and immediately called Uehara Ida, who was turning around, and said, Teacher Uehara, I have something to say. Hearing this, Uehara Ida looked at Hyuga Hidden with some doubts, then glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki, then nodded and said, Hyuga Raiden, if you have anything to say, just say it. Okay, Teacher Uehara. Hyuga Rishin walked out imposingly at this time, looking around at all the students in the class with a pair of white eyes. Finally, his gaze was fixed on Uchiha Kamizuki's face. With a disdainful smile on his face, he said loudly, Uehara-sensei, just now, Uchiha Kamizuki is going to challenge me Hyuga Hidden. Although Hyuga Rishin was only born in the Hyuga branch house, I will never lose the reputation of my Hyuga clan. Therefore, I agreed to Uchiha Kamizuki's challenge, and asked Uehara-sensei to be the judge of our duel. Hearing this, Uehara Ida coughed lightly, looked at Uchiha Kamizuki, and asked solemnly, Uchiha Kamizuki, have you really decided to challenge Hyuga Hidden? Yes, Teacher Uehara. Uchiha Kamizuki nodded before continuing. However, only if Hyuga agrees to my bet every day, otherwise I won't agree to him. Uehara Ida frowned when he heard Uchiha Kamizuki's words. Both the Uchiha family and the Hyuga family are famous families in Konoha village. If Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga Hidden are here, the fight between the 2 clans is triggered, then his responsibility is too great. Uehara-sensei, I agree to Uchiha Kamizuki's conditions. Hyuga is in high spirits every day. He has already decided that Uchiha Kamizuki's strength is not as good as him, so why should he be afraid of anything? Uehara Ida took a look at Hyuga Hidden with a determined look, and then took a look at Uchiha Kamizuki with the same look, couldn't help but sighed, and said, Then I agree to your challenge. After the words fell, Uehara Ida began to clean up the scene to make room for Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga Hidden. Come on, cousin Kamizuki, beat that fool from Hyuga's house." Among the crowd, Uchiha Obito opened his throat to cheer Uchiha Kamizuki. "Kamizuki-san, come on." Yuhihong with a cute face also gave a rare cheer to Uchiha Kamizuki. Seeing this scene, Sarutobi Asuma once again felt a pain in his heart, feeling that his life was beginning to be gloomy, and went to the other side to keep accounts. Nohara Rin was pinching the corner of her clothes beside her, with a worried expression on her face. Then she couldn't help but tugged on Uchiha Obito's sleeve and asked, "Obito, is Kamizuki really okay? The other party has supercilious eyes." "No problem, Lin, just don't worry, Kamizuki's cousin's strength is not just what you saw before." Uchiha Obito saw the worry on Nohara Lin's face, and he wanted to tell Nohara Lin that Uchiha Kamizuki had opened Sharingan. However, thinking of the promise he had made to Uchiha Kamizuki to keep him secret, Uchiha Obito swallowed the words again. "Hey, I hope Teacher Uehara can stop them in time to prevent them from accidentally injuring them." Rin Nohara sighed. She didn't think Uchiha Kamizuki would be able to catch up with a talented classmate like Hyuga Hiden, who has the limit of blood inheritance, in just one vacation. But Nehi, Hyuga Hiden and Uchiha Kamizuki, both of them are so determined. In addition, Teacher Uehara has already agreed, even if he objects, there is no way to stop it. At this moment, in the duel field, Uehara Ida came again, between Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga Hiden. "Okay, remember that you are classmates, and this duel is just a discussion," Uehara Ida once again warned. Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga Hiden, after the two of them said a word, they waved their hands violently and shouted. Then, the competition, start. As soon as the words fell, Uehara Ida directly used a body flicker technique and disappeared in the middle of the fighting arena. Hyuga Hiden's reaction was quick, and almost at the moment when Uehara Ida disappeared, he had already taken 2 steps back, and then faced Uchiha Kamizuki with a gentle fist gesture. "Gai Uchiha, today I will show you that the gentle fist of my Hyuga clan is amazing." Hyuga stared fixedly at Uchiha Kamizuki with a pair of white eyes, locked all his movements, and said with a sneer, "That's right, I'm also looking forward to it. I want to see the gentle fist method of the Hyuga clan." Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Hyuga Hiden indifferently, thinking to himself, "With Hyuga Raiden's current level, although chakra has more volume than me, his physical skills should not be bad. However, it is definitely impossible for him to use a move like Revolving Heaven, and it is estimated that 8 trigrams palms can't use 2 moves. As long as I fight quickly and don't get hit by his gentle fist method, he shouldn't be my opponent. In this case, let's try 2 tricks first." Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes narrowed instantly, and then his body flashed, and he quickly came in front of Hyuga Hiden. Then, Uchiha raised his right arm and punched out, straight to Hyuga Hiden's face. "Dare to show off your ridiculous physical skills in front of the Hyuga clan, you are simply asking yourself to be humiliated." The corners of Hyuga Hiden's mouth curled up, and his left hand went from bottom to top, blocking the inside of Uchiha Kamizuki's right arm with the back of his hand, and blocked Uchiha Kamizuki's powerful and heavy punch. At the same time, Hyuga Hiden's left hand kicked back again, grabbed Uchiha Kamizuki's wrist, and pulled it toward the left side of his body. While swaying toward Uchiha Kamizuki, on Hyuga Hiden's right palm, the light blue chakra light flickered slightly, and then he slapped Uchiha Kamizuki's abdomen with his palm. Gentle fist law. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately made a wrong foot, and turned around quickly with the help of the power carried by Hyuga Hiden's left hand. At the same time, Uchiha Kamizuki's left arm area, the tip of the elbow, hit Hyuga Hiden directly on the back of the head like a big gun. As soon as Uchiha Kamizuki's movement came together, Hyuga Hiden easily sensed it, and immediately got short and avoided Uchiha Kamizuki's elbow. Not only that, Hyuga Hiden moved his right palm and attacked Uchiha Kamizuki's midfielder. What a quick response. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help being slightly startled. Immediately, he turned his body with his left foot as the axis, and then kicked Hyuga Hiden with his right foot. Uchiha Kamizuki's blow is a must to save the enemy. As long as Hyuga is not brave enough to exchange injuries with him, Hyuga has to give up his attack to resist Uchiha Kamizuki's blow. Seeing this scene, Hyuga Hiden's eyes narrowed, and after a little hesitation, he directly gave up the attack on Uchiha Kamizuki and chose to return to defense. After all, Hyuga Hidden is just a 6-year-old kid, and he still can't be as fierce, decisive and even crazy as a real ninja. And Uchiha Kamizuki is sure Hyuga Rishin's weakness of lack of character, so he dared to use this trick. Uchiha Kamizuki wouldn't dare to play like this if the opponent was a real ninja. After all, getting hit by a gentle fist can do much more damage than a normal steel punch. Therefore, if Hyuga is ruthless every day and exchanges injuries with Uchiha Kamizuki must be unlucky. However, the reality is that Hyuga dared not to let Uchiha Kamizuki escape from this disaster. Boom! Fist and foot collided. Uchiha Kamizuki took advantage of his strength, flew backwards, flipped several times, and then stopped about 10 meters away from Hyuga Hidden. It's useless. In terms of physical skills alone, the Hyuga clan is the strongest in Konoha. Hyuga Hidden slowly stood up straight, looking at Uchiha Kamizuki with a pair of white eyes. The playful look on his face was beyond words. Is it? The muscles of Uchiha Kamizuki's whole body began to tense gradually, and he decided to take down Hyuga Hidden as quickly as possible. 2000, I'll come. With a low growl in his heart, Uchiha Kamizuki's body rushed directly towards Hyuga Hidden at his fastest speed. 2000, I'll come. With a low growl in his heart, Uchiha Kamizuki's body rushed directly towards Hyuga Hidden at his fastest speed. Before Uchiha Kamizuki, the reason why he deliberately retreated such a large distance. It is because the 3 skills of his Rock Lee character card all require a distance, sprint and acceleration. In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki directly activated the active physical skill of the Rock Lee character card. Leaf Hurricane. When Hyuga Hidden was less than 3 meters away, Uchiha Kamizuki jumped high and kicked Hyuga Hidden hard in the head. It really is this move. Hyuga Rishin's white eyes widened, and a sneer appeared on the corner of his mouth. Hyuga has seen this move of Uchiha Kamizuki before. Therefore, he had already figured out how to deal with this blow from Uchiha Kamizuki. I saw Hyuga Hidden retreating slightly, dodging Uchiha Kamizuki's Leaf Hurricane, the most powerful moment. Snapped. The palms of chakra were all over Uchiha Kamizuki's ankles, and Uchiha Kamizuki was thrown behind him. It's not over yet. Uchiha Kamizuki's Leaf Hurricane is divided into 2 styles. The first form is to hit the opponent hard in the air, and the second form is to perform another big whirlwind on the ground after landing. Therefore, after being thrown away by Hyuga Hidden, Uchiha Kamizuki turned around without saying a word, and turned into a big whirlwind on the ground, attacking Hyuga Hidden's lower body fiercely. This trick, I have already predicted it. At the moment when Uchiha Kamizuki turned around and cast a whirlwind on the ground, Hyuga Hidden also lowered his body, with a mocking smile on the corner of his mouth, and shouted. Gentle Fist Method, 8 trigrams 1 palm. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki only felt that the surrounding space instantly turned into pitch black. The only source of light is the huge green and white Taichi 8 trigrams at the foot of Hyuga Raiden. At the same time, an invisible restraining force surged from all directions, restraining him in place, unable to move at all. Hyuga Hidden leaned down, stepped on the yin-yang Pisces, and said proudly to Uchiha Kamizuki. Remember, the person who defeats you is the genius of the strongest Hyuga clan in Konoha village, Hyuga Raiden. As soon as the words fell, Hyuga Hidden's figure moved violently, and rushed towards Uchiha Kamizuki, covered Chakra's right hand, and directly hit Uchiha Kamizuki's chest. Roll! Uchiha Kamizuki shouted angrily, and the feeling of restraint all over his body disappeared immediately, and everything around him returned to normal. Boom! Fist and foot collided, and there was a loud noise immediately. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga Hidden, and the 2 of them retreated a few meters each. How so? Hyuga Rishin's complexion suddenly changed, becoming gloomy like water. He never expected that Uchiha Kamizuki would break free from 8 trigrams palm's imposing lock at the most critical moment, causing his attack power to fail to fully display. Infinite Flurry. At the moment when he stopped backing, Uchiha Kamizuki had a thought and activated Rock Lee's second active taijutsu skill again. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki's feet moving together, like skating, and within a breath, he spanned a distance of 10 meters. As soon as Uchiha Kamizuki came in front of Hyuga Hidden, he slammed his fists to Hyuga Hidden. Not good. Hyuga Rishin didn't expect that Uchiha Kamizuki would attack again so soon, and a look of panic flashed across his face. He had only cast 8 trigrams palms before, and chakra consumed too much, and it was almost impossible to use 8 trigrams palms again at this time. In desperation, Hyuga Hidden had no choice but to use ordinary gentle fist taijutsu to receive Uchiha Kamizuki's blow. Boom, boom, boom. A series of sounds of flesh and blood fighting continued to be heard from the training ground, and the balance of victory and defeat also tilted accordingly. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki punch after punch, punch faster than punch, and Hyuga kept retreating day by day, becoming more and more difficult to parry. Hyuga only felt that his palms were getting more and more painful and his arms were getting heavier, and he couldn't keep up with Uchiha Kamizuki's rhythm. If this goes on like this, it is estimated that we will not be far from losing. Hyuga's face was ugly every day, and his heart was also anxious, but he was a little weak. Uchiha Kamizuki's attack speed is too fast, there is no time for him to recover, his body has gradually weakened, and he has begun to lose control. As for this point, Uchiha Kamizuki, who was opposite Hyuga Hidden, naturally felt Hyuga Hidden's weakness, and immediately punched faster and stronger. Boom! At a certain moment, Hyuga Hidden's arms were finally punched open by Uchiha Kamizuki, and suddenly the empty door was exposed. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes flashed, all the strength of his whole body was concentrated on his right fist, and then he punched hard, hitting Hyuga Hidden's chin. Boom! Under Hyuga Rishin's horrified eyes, this punch hit his chin directly and sent him flying. As for Hyuga Hidden, who was beaten upside down, he only felt that Uchiha Kamizuki's punch was so powerful that it was like a mad beast, and his internal organs felt like they were displaced. End the battle. Uchiha Kamizuki's body suddenly fell down, taking a sprinting posture, and then his figure disappeared directly on the spot. When his figure reappeared, he was already under Hyuga Hidden's floating body, floating in a posture parallel to Hyuga Hidden's body. Hyuga, remember, you owe 10,000 taels. Uchiha Kamizuki first reminded, and after Hyuga Hidden said, he suddenly kicked on Hyuga Hidden's back. Boom! With this blow, Hyuga Hidden's body, which had already started to fall, suddenly flew into the sky. And Uchiha Kamizuki landed on the ground with his strength, and then kicked his feet hard on the ground, his figure came behind and appeared on the body of Hyuga Hidden. Under Hyuga Hidden's terrified eyes, Uchiha Kamizuki smiled lightly and shouted softly. Shadow Dance Leaf. Boom! In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki kicked Hyuga Hidden's abdomen, and then pulled Hyuga Hidden down with his right arm. In this way, while slowing down the opponent's falling speed, he turned his body around, and then bombarded Hyuga Hidden's body with another kick. Boom! 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 Uchiha Kamizuki was there throughout the two's fall, hitting Hyuga Hidden. Boom! In the end, Hyuga Hidden slammed down on the ground hard, causing smoke and dust to swell the ground, which shows the power of Uchiha Kamizuki's set of Shadow Dance Leaf. Before the smoke dissipated, Uehara Ida rushed into it, grabbed the injured Hyuga, ran towards the school's infirmary, and shouted at Sarutobi Asuma. Asuma, take the other students to continue training first, and I will take Hyuga to the infirmary every day for treatment. Teacher Uehara, when classmate Hyuga Rishin wakes up, don't forget to tell him that he still owes me 10,000 taels, and ask him to give it to me quickly, I need it urgently. Uchiha Kamizuki yelled at Uehara Ida who had gone away. Hearing the words, Uehara Ida, who was running, suddenly staggered and almost didn't fall, and could not help cursing secretly in his heart. This fool boy. Looking at Uehara Ida in the distance, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but evoke a touch of loneliness at the corner of his mouth, and he was in a good mood. 10,000 taels. Got it. How so? I really didn't expect that Uchiha Kamizuki could beat Hyuga Hidden. It seems that this Uchiha Kamizuki can't be messed with in the future. A group of onlookers, looking at Uchiha Kamizuki at this time, has changed their eyes to a genius. After all, everyone saw the move with Hyuga Raiden before, and Uchiha Kamizuki's strength was real, without any tricks. In the ninja world, the strong are always respected. Uchiha Kamizuki is so strong, they naturally obey. As for the arrogance and rudeness of Uchiha Kamizuki before, they seem to be the most normal at this time, which is just the normal arrogance of geniuses. Although some people's views on Uchiha Kamizuki, the change is too fast. But this is reality, the reality of the ninja world. Snapped. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki lamented human nature, if he felt his shoulder was slapped hard, he looked back immediately. I saw Uchiha Obito, with a happy face leading Nohara Rin and Yuhihong, and the two girls appeared in front of him. Ha ha ha. Uchiha Obito was very happy and said to Uchiha Kamizuki. As expected of my cousin, he played well today and did not embarrass me, Uchiha Obito. Hee. The corner of Uchiha Kamizuki's mouth twitched fiercely, and the mood of the whole person was instantly bad. Because of Uchiha Obito's words, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but think of the situation when Uchiha Fugaku was studying great fireball technique in Uchiha Itachi. At the end, Uchiha Fugaku's expression when he said, "Isn't that my son?" is so similar to Uchiha Obito's expression at this time. I want to kill Obito more and more. Uchiha Kamizuki was already thinking about whether to ask Uchiha Obito to pick up the box lunch in advance. Kamizuki-san, you are really amazing. Yuhihong also looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with a look of admiration, excitedly, as if she had become Uchiha Kamizuki. After all, Hyuga has always been a genius in the class, and Mr. Uehara often uses him as an example to educate those students who don't train hard. Now, Uchiha Kamizuki's direct counterattack, coupled with his previous defeat of Sarutobi Asuma, further highlights Uchiha Kamizuki's genius. Kurenai Yuhi began to worship Uchiha Kamizuki, which is really a normal thing. Kamizuki-san, did you hit too hard before? I see that Hyuga Hidden-san's injury doesn't seem very good. Unlike Uchiha Obito's joy and Yuhihong's admiration, Nohara Rin's face was full of anxiety. After all, the Hyuga family is one of Konoha's 3 famous families. If you get angry with Uchiha Kamizuki because of this incident, if you take the opportunity to trouble Uchiha Kamizuki, I am afraid that Uchiha Kamizuki will not be able to cope with the situation at this time. Don't worry, it's okay, I'm very measured. Uchiha Kamizuki heard the words, but smiled lightly, without the slightest worry, and said, Hyuga Raiden will be back soon. This, Uchiha Kamizuki, is really no joke. When he cast Shadow Dance Leaf at the last moment, in order to avoid killing Hyuga Hidden by mistake, he did it directly. In fact, Shadow Dance Leaf's move is to hit Hyuga into the sky every day, and then smash the opponent's head and feet to the ground. It's just that, given Hyuga's circumstances at the time, if Uchiha Kamizuki still had this name, Hyuga would be disabled even if he didn't die. Therefore, at the last moment, he changed Shadow Dance Leaf's attack method to the lion combo used by Uchiha Sasuke during the Chunin exam. With the medical ninjutsu of the medical department of the ninja school, with a little practice, Hyuga will be fine every day. I hope so. Lin Nohara, who didn't know this, was still a little worried, and after taking a look at Uchiha Kamizuki, she stopped talking. Through the high-speed burst of continuous body art, he launched a powerful offensive, and with absolute speed and strength, he easily crushed Hyuga Hidden. I have to say, Uchiha Kamizuki is really amazing. Among the crowd, Sarutobi Asuma also squinted his eyes at this time, and kept replaying the scene of the battle between Uchiha Kamizuki and Hyuga Hidden in his mind. It seems that Uchiha Kamizuki didn't show his true strength when he fought me before. For a moment, he even felt a little admiration for Uchiha Kamizuki's strength. However, this trace of admiration immediately disappeared without a trace when he saw Uchiha Kamizuki stretching his sinful hands to Yuhihong's cheeks, and kneading them wantonly. Continue training for me. Suddenly, Sarutobi Asuma yelled angrily, resounding throughout the audience, and many students were taken aback for a moment, wondering why this hot second generation went berserk. However, they went to the training obediently, not daring to disobey Sarutobi Asuma's order. Uchiha Kamizuki, didn't you hear me? Sarutobi Asuma looked at Uchiha Kamizuki, who was still interacting with Kurenai Yuhi, and immediately pointed the finger at them and yelled. Hurry up and continue training. Squad leader Asuma, I'm injured and need to rest. Uchiha Kamizuki put his hands behind his head and said to Sarutobi Asuma with a calm expression on his face. Hearing this, Sarutobi Asuma couldn't help but look Uchiha Kamizuki up and down. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki at this time, his complexion was rosy and shiny, and he looked refreshed. It doesn't look like Uchiha Kamizuki, who was injured as he said. Are you serious? At this moment, Sarutobi Asuma's heart was like being run by 10,000 divine beast grass mud horses. Uchiha Kamizuki, this fool. Sarutobi Asuma couldn't help cursing in his heart. This guy Uchiha Kamizuki obviously didn't listen to him and didn't want to participate in training, so he said that. While Uchiha Kamizuki's excuse was good, his behavior was, well, the exact opposite of the excuse. Uchiha Kamizuki's behavior made Sarutobi Asuma extremely upset. However, Uchiha Kamizuki is so powerful that he thinks he can't beat him. Moreover, Uehara Ida is not here at this moment. If Uchiha Kamizuki quarrels with him, he really can't hold back. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Asuma immediately set his eyes on Nohara Lin and Yuhihong and said, "Hurry up and go." "Okay, class leader Asuma." Rin Nohara and Hong Yuhi were yelled at by Sarutobi Asuma, and immediately went back to the shooting range for training like two frightened rabbits. "Cousin Kamizuki, I went to practice too." Uchiha Obito saw that his goddess Nohara Rin was gone, and he couldn't care what happened to Uchiha Kamizuki, so he ran away. After seeing that everyone else had left, Sarutobi Asuma took one more look, followed by Uchiha Kamizuki, and left directly. However, on top of Sarutobi Asuma's small book, Uchiha Kamizuki has one more crime. After Sarutobi Asuma left, Uchiha Kamizuki sat on the ground bored. He was thinking about whether he should draw a wave of ninjas after getting the 10,000 tails, or directly open a 10-fold experience point bonus. Time flies by in Uchiha Kamizuki's beautiful vision. Soon, 3 hours passed, and when school was about to end, Uehara Ida and a middle-aged man from the Hyuga clan brought Hyuga Risshin back to the training ground. Soon, 3 hours passed, and when school was about to end, Uehara Ida and a middle-aged man from the Hyuga clan brought Hyuga Risshin back to the training ground. "My god, that's a white eye." Hyuga Hidden-san, he actually opened his eyes. Hyuga Risshin opened his eyes. "It's amazing." "That's right, you can open your eyes when you're only 6 years old." Hyuga Hidden-san is indeed the genius of the Hyuga clan. As soon as Hyuga returned home, many of the classmates next to him immediately flattered him. But Hyuga Risshin likes this kind of scene very much, becoming the focus of everyone and being envied by others. Hyuga came to Uchiha Kamizuki proudly with a high expression every day, and then threw a small bag in his hand to Uchiha Kamizuki, saying, "This is the 10,000 taels I lost to you." Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't feel Hyuga Hidden's demeanor at all. Hyuga Hidden has the awareness of being a loser. In contrast, he, Uchiha Kamizuki, is more like a loser and a poor guy. Uchiha Kamizuki, remember well your victory today. Hyuga looked at Uchiha Kamizuki every day, with a strong confidence and obvious contempt in his eyes, and continued. "Because this will be the only time in your life that you beat me, Hyuga Raiden." Hyuga said here every day, and there was a wave of chakra suddenly. Afterwards, Uchiha Kamizuki saw on Hyuga Hidden's face, near the two white eyes, hideous meridian bulges appeared. "I, who have opened my eyes, will be the pinnacle that you will not be able to surpass in your life." Hyuga stared at Uchiha Kamizuki fixedly with his white eyes every day, then stopped talking, turned around and left. From the beginning to the end, Hyuga didn't give Uchiha Kamizuki a chance to speak every day. However, Uchiha Kamizuki had to admit that Hyuga Hidden succeeded. He finished his performance very smoothly and then turned away. Chen Dusho, Chen Dusho. Uchiha Kamizuki watched, and Hyuga Hidden, who left with a look of confusion and confidence, couldn't help sighing in his heart. First he was beaten, and then he was stimulated, which led to the awakening of the blood. Afterwards, it was even more powerful, followed by a set of strong pretense and slap in the face. All these routines are implying, "Brother Risshin, you are going to be the protagonist." At this time, Uchiha Kamizuki felt like he was on the wrong set. In a trance, he even began to wonder if Hyuga Risshin had peeked at his script. Unlike Hyuga Hidden's explosion of self-confidence and Uchiha Kamizuki's cranky thoughts, Uehara Ida and Hyuga Hidden's father on the side had ugly faces. Hyuga is stimulated by Uchiha Kamizuki every day, so he opened his eyes in advance, and he is indeed a genius. It's a pity, such a good talent as Hyuga Risshin, but he was born in a branch house of the Hyuga family, alas. With this in mind, Uehara Ida looked at Hyuga Hidden's father with some sympathy, and said softly, Master Junyun, I still have lessons, so I will excuse you first. Hyuga Junyun couldn't see any joy or anger on his face, and after a soft reply, he stopped talking. Afterwards, Hyuga Junyun directly pulled over, and Hyuga Risshin, who was walking quickly, walked towards his home. Not long after, the ninja school was over, and a group of brats went home happily. Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito, the two of them are still going home together. Soon, the two were at Uchiha Obito's doorstep. At this time, Uchiha Kamizuki handed the 5,000 taels that he had divided earlier to Zebo Obito, and said, "Cousin Obito, this is the 5,000 taels I lent you earlier, you take it." "Haha, Cousin Kamizuki, you are too kind." Seeing this scene, Uchiha Obito couldn't help scratching the back of his head, and said with a happy face, "I don't need that much money for the time being, so you don't need to be in such a hurry to exchange money." "Then thank you Cousin Obito." Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes lit up, and he immediately collected the money, then turned around and left without giving Uchiha Obito the slightest chance to repent. Uchiha Obito looked at the smoke, and then disappeared. Uchiha Kamizuki, his face darkened immediately. "I'm just being polite." Uchiha Obito found out again that he seriously underestimated the extent of Uchiha Kamizuki's shamelessness. With Uchiha Kamizuki's thick skin, he should be immune to ninjutsu attacks below sea level. After returning to his home, Uchiha Kamizuki simply tidied up the house. Then, he casually cooked 2 side dishes, and after a delicious meal, he went to take a shower to wash away the bad luck all over his body. I waited until Uchiha Kamizuki felt that his energy and spirit had reached the peak state before he decided to enter the system. It is not unreasonable for Uchiha Kamizuki to be so excited. You must know that for so many years, the ninja world has never lacked geniuses. Don't look at him beating Sarutobi Asuma first, and then defeating Hyuga Hidden today, but it's mostly luck. Sarutobi Asuma was careless at the beginning, which allowed Uchiha Kamizuki to get close. As a result, he didn't even have time to perform the 3-body technique, and could only fight him with physical skills. And Uchiha Kamizuki happens to be equipped with the character card of Rock Lee, who is good at physical arts. He typically uses his own strengths to attack the enemy's weaknesses, and it is relatively lucky to win. As for the battle with Hyuga Hidden, the main reason is that Hyuga Hidden hasn't rolled his eyes yet, and his gentle fist skill is too low. In addition, Hyuga Risshin was too young, not mature enough, not ruthless enough to dare to fight recklessly, so he took advantage of the loopholes to win. Uchiha Kamizuki's own family knows about him. If these two come back to this, he will definitely not be their opponent. After all, he hasn't even played the low-level 3-body technique yet, and now that Hyuga has turned his eyes, his strength must have improved a lot, and he probably won't be able to win. Moreover, what are Sarutobi Asuma and Hyuga Hidden, compared to Hatake Kakashi? They are really far behind. You know, like Hatake Kakashi, a monster who became a Chunin at the age of 6 and a Jonin at the age of 12 is not an exception in the ninja world. Moreover, the limitations of pure physical skills are too great, and the effect is too different compared with other ninjutsu and illusion. Now these children in the ninja school are restricted by their age and cannot grow rapidly, but they have not had time to learn ninjutsu, so their strength is generally low. However, it won't be long before these children learn all kinds of ninjutsu, as well as family secrets, and even after awakening Shueiji, his strength will be completely insufficient. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki is so urgent and wants to improve his strength as soon as possible. Of course, Uchiha Kamizuki cannot tolerate this. After exhaling heavily, Uchiha Kamizuki rubbed his hands, and then put his consciousness into the system space. It's time to play hard. If you really want to improve your strength quickly, is there any way to improve your strength faster than equipping brand new and stronger character cards? The answer, of course, is no more. Uchiha Kamizuki has already asked about it before. According to Furokumaru, as the lowest level C-level ninja character card, the probability of getting a whole card is quite high. Moreover, no matter if it is a single draw or 10 consecutive draws, if you don't draw 10 times, you will definitely be given a ninja character card. You know, when he was the chieftain in his last life, he even got C ninja cards when he drew ninjas, and he still came in waves, although he thought he drew S ninjas. In any case, with just 10 fragments, you can recruit AC Ninja, and there is still a good chance. Lousy must be possessed by the Emperor of Europe today. Uchiha Kamizuki tried hard to cheer himself up in his heart. After all, Lousy is the chosen child. After entering the system, Uchiha Kamizuki started pumping ninjas without saying a word. Anyway, he has 10,000 tails now, and 100 tails a day is enough for him to get 100 tails. 10 consecutive draws away. With a thought in Uchiha Kamizuki's mind, it was the beginning of a series of 10. Congratulations to host for getting Aburame Shino Fragment X1. Congratulations to host for getting Inuzuka Kiba Fragment X1. Congratulations to host for getting Hyuga Hinata Fragment X1. Congratulations to host for getting Uzumaki Naruto Fragment X1. Congratulations to host for getting Uchiha Sasuke Fragment X1. Aburame Shino, Inuzuka Kiba, Hyuga Hinata, Uzumaki Naruto. Uchiha Kamizuki counted himself, the 10 single ninja fragments he drew in the first 10 consecutive draws. Uchiha Kamizuki was speechless for a while. What the hell, I didn't expect that Lousy has traveled to the world of Hokage, and he is still so black, and still exists at the level of a chieftain. Uchiha Kamizuki seems to have heard it, and his own BGM sounded behind him. Cool night, I miss you like a river. There is still no full card. After 3 consecutive 10 consecutive draws, Uchiha Kamizuki felt that the probability of drawing a single card among hundreds of ninjas is really not high. Before, it was entirely because he imagined the reality too beautifully, but the reality is still so cruel. System, what is the use of this special ninja fragment? After careful inspection, Uchiha Kamizuki set his sights on the 3 special pieces. This special fragment is a fragment given by the system after 10 consecutive draws. It can be converted into any kind of ninja fragment. Fulu Maru replied immediately. This setting is quite good. Uchiha Kamizuki raised his eyebrows slightly. From this point of view, this system is not purely a scam. The condition given by the system is that every 10 pieces of C-level ninja pieces can be exchanged for a character card. For B-level ninja fragments, every 40 character fragments can be exchanged for a character card. The exchange rules for A-level ninja fragments and B-level ninja fragments are the same, and every 40 fragments are exchanged for a character card. S-level ninjas start at 100, and every 100 pieces of the same character can be exchanged for a character card. Calculated in this way, no matter how unlucky it is, every 100 draws can be exchanged for a desired C-rank ninja. Based on the calculation of 100 tails for each lottery, 10,000 tails will definitely produce a C-level ninja. Although this is still very cheating and will waste a lot of money, compared to not having this function, it is much better to look at the face completely, and it is barely a little tricky. Then, what should I do if I draw the fragments of ninjas that I have already recruited? Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki thought about the question and hurriedly asked. There is a jade store in the system, where there are all ninjas, and all ninjutsu, body technique, illusion, forbidden technique, secret technique and various props. These pieces of ninjas that you already have can be converted into jade in the jade store system and used to buy items in the jade store. Fukurokumaru was still smiling. Uchiha Kamizuki explained. So that's the case, which is not bad. Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but nodded. The appearance of this function avoids waste. Without pausing for too long, Uchiha Kamizuki hit 210 draws again. Although, this time there were still a lot of good fragments, even the fragments of the A-level ninja Deidara, but there was no so-called whole card. It's 5,000 tails. I don't really want me to use 10,000 tails to produce a C-level ninja. If this is the case, it would be too cheating. While Uchiha Kamizuki thought silently, he clicked the previous 10 consecutive draws again. Today Uchiha Kamizuki has prepared a whole 10,000 tails, which is just enough for him to come to 10 companies. This is already all of his belongings, and 5,000 taels of it is Uchiha Obito's money. If it is really lost at once, if Uchiha Obito asks him in the future, he will have no money to pay back. As the saying goes, it's easy to borrow and repay, and it's not difficult to borrow again. If you really don't change it, Uchiha Kamizuki is also worried, and his brothers will have to settle accounts. All of a sudden, Uchiha Kamizuki felt a lot of pressure. If he couldn't get a useful full card, the money today would be wasted. Fight. If you win, you will be a model in the clubhouse, but if you lose, you will go to work in the fields. After taking a deep breath, Uchiha Kamizuki slammed a 10 draw in one go. Still none. As soon as he gritted his teeth, Uchiha Kamizuki became a little impatient, and came to another 10 consecutive rounds. My day. Why is it still not there? A moment later, Feng Yi clicked again, drawing a total of 10 consecutive draws twice. Still none. Touching the 9 special shards in his hand, and looking at them again, at most, only 4 sea-level ninja shards were saved. Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but want to cry. 9,000 taels are gone. The last 10 consecutive draws. Looking at the remaining 1,000 taels, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes were already red, and he wanted to kill someone now. The spicy next door, lousy fights with you. In the end, Uchiha Kamizuki still chose to smoke. After all, he had smoked 90 times, and he was not short of the last one. It's a dragon or a snake, just watch it for the last time. Finally, it may be that Uchiha Kamizuki's bad luck finally came to an end, and a whole card that shone with light appeared in Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes. It turned out to be this character card. Uchiha Kamizuki did not expect that he used up all the gold coins and got this character card. Props. Character cards. Level. See Shinobu Uchiha Sasuke. Active skill. 1. Fire style. Great fireball technique using chakra, spit out a large amount of flame from the mouth to burn the enemy. 2. Lion combo, make a high-speed impact forward, knock the enemy into the air, and perform continuous powerful physical attacks. Mystery. Chidori, concentrate a large amount of chakra on the hand to form a high-intensity electric current, then dash forward and pierce the enemy, with extremely strong power and paralyzing effect. Appearance bonus. Fire attribute ninjutsu attack power increased by 8%, thunder attribute attack power increased by 8.1%. It's kind of interesting. I actually got Chidori, it's not wrong to spend this money. After slightly checking the attributes of Uchiha Sasuke's character card, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but nodded, very satisfied. In other words, the Chidori technique alone can be said to be worth the money. Chidori is a ninjutsu created by Hatake Kakashi, the #1 technician in Konoha. The difficulty level is A level, and it belongs to lightning-style ninjutsu. Later Hatake Kakashi passed on Chidori to Uchiha Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke has also developed derivative ninjutsu such as Chidori style, Chidori blade, Chidori sharp gun, etc., which are very practical. By the way, I still have 10 special fragments coming. Immediately after equipping Uchiha Sasuke's character card, Uchiha Kamizuki said to Fukurokumaru. System, I want to use special fragments to exchange for C-rank ninja, Uzumaki Naruto's character card. The reason why Uchiha Kamizuki wanted to redeem the character card Uzumaki Naruto was mainly because of his shadow clone technique. With this plugin, Uchiha Kamizuki is equivalent to twice as long, and the increase in experience points will inevitably be much faster. The exchange is complete. Almost instantly, 10 special ninja fragments became a complete character card. Props. Character cards. Level. See Shinobu Uzumaki Naruto. Active skill. 1. Shadow clone technique, quickly create several shadow clone, and cooperate with the main body to attack. 2. Uzumaki Naruto combo, summon shadow clone, cooperate with the main body to perform a violent physical attack. Profound meaning. Rasengan concentrates chakra, condenses chakra in a small area, and spins at high speed with a palm-sized chakra ball. Once it hits the opponent, it can not only cause surface damage to it, but also briefly cause the enemy chakra disorder. Debut bonus. Wind attribute ninjutsu attack power increased by 7%, permanent small increase in stamina and chakra recovery speed. Permanently slightly speed up the healing of injuries, permanently increase the upper limit of chakra by 20%, and permanently increase the charm of women's clothing by 80%. After seeing Uzumaki Naruto's character card attributes, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but widen his eyes and exclaimed. Uzumaki Naruto is a big guy, he is worthy of being the protagonist. This appearance bonus is much higher than some B-level ninjas. This passive skill of Uzumaki Naruto may seem inconspicuous, but the actual effect is still very strong. In particular, as the star level of the character card is upgraded, the recovery effect can also be increased. Uzumaki Naruto's character card's star rating. If the highest level reaches 5 stars, his chakra upper limit can be increased by up to 50%. This kind of chakra boost, if paired with a few ninjutsu-type character cards, can completely make Uchiha Kamizuki a small mobile turret. In addition, increasing the recovery speed of injuries is undoubtedly a skill that greatly increases the ability to survive on the battlefield. Permanently increase the charm of women's clothing by 80%. What the hell is this? When he saw the last one, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but tremble all over. He remembered that Uzumaki Naruto often used seduction to become a woman. Women's clothing. Impossible, I will never know how to wear women's clothing in my life. Uchiha Kamizuki has made up his mind, he will never use this pervert skill in his life. Although in the original book, it seems that the seduction technique has a good effect on many people. However, Uchiha Kamizuki can assure you that, with the exception of Otsutsuki Kagaya, the others are absolutely exaggerated. After all, any ninja who can survive life and death on the battlefield is not hard-hearted. Most of them are just pretending to be knocked down by Uzumaki Naruto and just playing with him. If they really fight, even if they are really beautiful beauties, it is common for them to destroy flowers with their hands. I didn't expect Uzumaki Naruto to have such a rubbish skill. Uchiha Kamizuki shook his head, thinking a little amusedly. Let's leave this skill to Kagaya-ji. Now Uchiha Kamizuki can equip 3 character cards at the same time and use the skills of 3 characters. And he just has 3 character cards now, namely Uchiha Sasuke, Rock Lee, and Uzumaki Naruto. So, Uchiha Kamizuki directly equipped these 3 character cards, and then exited the system with satisfaction. Equipped with these character cards, Uchiha Kamizuki's strength can be said to have improved a lot. System, bring up my properties panel. As soon as he logged out of the system, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but ask the system to bring up his own attribute panel, wanting to see what new changes had occurred to him who was equipped with 3 character cards. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki's current physical condition turned into a floating window and appeared in front of his eyes. Host, Uchiha Kamizuki. Ninjutsu. Apprentice level 2, 1/10,000. Physical technique. Apprentice level 3, 1/10,000. Illusion. Apprentice level 1, 1/10,000. Character cards. Uchiha Sasuke, Rock Lee, Uzumaki Naruto. Summoning Beast. None. Ninja equipment. None. Blood inheritance ability. 1 Tomo Sharingan. Attribute development. Level 12 Fire attribute 1/10,000. Special talent. Insight into the subtleties. Note 1. Because of Sharingan, your vision is better than ordinary people. Note 2. Low-level Fire attribute talent. Open the nature development of Fire attribute ninjutsu. Slightly increase the training speed of Fire attribute ninjutsu and the power of Fire attribute ninjutsu. Special skills. Infinite Flurry, Leaf Hurricane, Shadow Dance Leaf. After checking his basic attributes, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly asked. System, why I have already equipped the characters of Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto, but I don't have the skills of Rasengan and Chidori. The skills displayed by the system must be host, at least after they can be used, they will be recorded. Furokumaru answered Uchiha Kamizuki's questions very quickly. So that's the case, I understand. After listening to Fukurokumaru's explanation, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly realized, and went directly to his small yard. In fact, even if the system does not have such a requirement, Uchiha Kamizuki will take the initiative to experiment with the skills of these 2 new character cards. Uchiha Kamizuki directly took out 10 kunai, imitating how Uchiha Itachi threw kunai in the original book, and threw them directly towards the big tree in the yard. Boom, 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 boom. After a series of dense noises, Uchiha Kamizuki looked towards the trunk of the big tree, and his face immediately turned black. Dogecoin, 1 missed. Uchiha Kamizuki shook his head with a wry smile. His previous action was handsome enough, but it was a pity that he was only handsome for 3 seconds. None of the 10 kunai is accurate. It seems that he wants to achieve the level of Uchiha Itachi in the original book, and it is impossible without the assistance of Sharingan. Frowning, Uchiha Kamizuki went under the big tree to retrieve the kunai, and then threw it several times. After going back and forth several times, Uchiha Kamizuki finally found some feeling and summed up a little skill. After practicing for about an hour, Uchiha Kamizuki roughly understood the characteristics of kunai. Although he did not reach the level of Uchiha Itachi, he was already very proficient, and his hit rate was not low. Sieve, sieve, sieve. 10 sharp kunai were constantly rotating and rubbing in midair, making a sharp sound of piercing the air, and at the same time, they were firmly nailed to the tree trunk. It's done. Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help being very excited. Although he was still far behind Uchiha Itachi's level, compared with his class, other students were much better. Gradually, Uchiha Kamizuki has been able to better control every muscle in his hand. Through these muscles, he can feel the perception of each kunai the moment he throws it out. This feeling is very subtle and makes Uchiha Kamizuki very intoxicated. It wasn't until half an hour later that Uchiha Kamizuki put down the kunai in his hand and began to form mudra instead. Si Wei Shen Hai Noon Yin. Fire Style Great Fireball Technique. Uchiha Kamizuki opened his mouth suddenly, and immediately a mass of hot great fireball spewed out. Call. This group of flames was the size of a football, and the heat was astonishing, and the destructive power was not small. It directly blasted a rock in the yard. That's right, it was successfully used for the first time. Although the power is relatively small, it is still much stronger than when Urzuzi used it for the first time. Uchiha Kamizuki made a brief summary, and then felt the chakra in his body, and after a small half was left, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately started to make mudras again. Ugly Mao Shen. Uchiha Kamizuki clasped his hands across his chest, and began to accumulate chakra of thunder attribute. Chidori. Uchiha Kamizuki let out a soft drink, continuously squeezing the chakra all over his body, gathering it into his right hand. Zizi. Zizi. A blue-white electric arc gradually appeared on Uchiha Kamizuki's palm. However, after the lightning flickered for a while, it suddenly went out again. Who? Who? Uchiha Kamizuki gasped for breath, he just felt a little dizzy and weak now. Oops, the chakra extraction is overextracted. Only then did Uchiha Kamizuki remember that he had excessively extracted his own chakra in order to cast Chidori, which caused his body to become a little weak. Uehara Ida explained in the ninja school that chakra is a combination of physical strength and spiritual strength. Mental strength is the accumulation of practice experience, while physical strength comes from the human body, extracted from 130 trillion cells. However, the amount of chakra refined by a person can only be up to 30% of the physical strength of the body. Because, once this limit is exceeded, it will cause damage to the human body, and if it is over-extracted, it may even cause death. System, you die for me. Uchiha Kamizuki lay panting on the ground where they met in the yard, but he was communicating with the system in his heart, roaring angrily. Why can't I use Chidori even though I have equipped the character card of Uchiha Sasuke? Answer host, it's because you don't have enough chakra, and you're not very familiar with Chidori, that's why you're like this. Any power will not be generated for no reason, the system will give character cards. It's just to provide the host with the attributes of these character skills, and the energy required to perform these skills still needs to be provided by the host itself. The voice of Furokumaru appeared in Uchiha Kamizuki's mind. What you said makes sense, but I'm speechless. Uchiha Kamizuki reluctantly accepted the explanation given by the system. After all, in the original book, Uchiha Sasuke used Chidori for the first time during the Chunin exam. The current Uchiha Kamizuki, who is not even a genin, wants to forcibly use Chidori's A-level ninjutsu, which is indeed reluctant. You must know that B-level ninjutsu can only be learned and mastered by ordinary jonin. No, the truth is this, but you are the system. Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly changed his mind. This is the normal situation, but he has a system problem, but Uchiha Sasuke does not. Immediately, Uchiha Kamizuki asked, could it be that you don't have any other quick shortcuts that allow me to use Chidori? Could it be that you don't have any other quick way for me to use Chidori? Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly realized that he already had a system, and it would be unreasonable if he had to work as hard as Uchiha Sasuke. Of course there is. As expected by Uchiha Kamizuki, Furokumaru answered very simply. I knew it, tell me. The corners of Uchiha Kamizuki's mouth twitched slightly, revealing an expression of wisdom beads being held in his hands. Now he is only short of Zhuge Liang's feather fan. There are two ways to increase the amount of chakra. One is to increase the amount of chakra by purchasing equipment. One is to open the chakra training ground for upgrade training. Maru said with a smile. The longest road I have traveled in my life is your routine. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Furokumaru with a constipated expression on his face. This went around, and finally returned to Krypton Gold. I said, can we be more sincere and less routine? Why do we still have to charge money? Uchiha Kamizuki is poor and white at this time, and even eating is almost a problem. At this moment, he really doesn't want to mention the matter of recharging money. Hey, I don't have money to protect Konoha anymore. Uchiha Kamizuki knew the urine of this Krypton Gold system, and couldn't help but sighed. Immediately, he dragged his tired body back to the room to rest. After a cup of tea, the sound of Uchiha Kamizuki's calm breathing came from the room. Outside Uchiha Kamizuki's house, a member of the Uchiha clan, with a pair of one-tomo Sharingan open, left after confirming that Uchiha Kamizuki had fallen asleep. After more than 10 minutes, Uchiha Kamizuki in the room suddenly opened his eyes and sneered. It seems that the previous feeling is not wrong. As expected, someone is watching me. Is it because I defeated Sarutobi Asuma and Hyuga Nidan today that they started paying attention to me? Uchiha Kamizuki's spiritual power is much stronger than that of ordinary genin-level ninjas. After all, he is not only a member of the Uchiha clan, but also a time traveler. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki deliberately kept practicing kunai throwing after he felt that someone was watching. And, deliberately controlling the power of the Great Fireball technique, deliberately showing the level of a normal little genius. In this way, it can attract enough attention, and it will not be targeted by interested people because it is too prominent. But who is watching me? The Anbu of Sarutobi Hiruzen? Or the root of Shimura Danzo? Or the police force of the Uchiha clan? Uchiha Kamizuki frowned slightly. All he could think of now was that the forces of these three parties would pay attention to him, a small character who had just emerged. At this time, it was the 40th year of Konoha's establishment. The Senju clan had already withdrawn from Konoha's political arena, while the Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan, the two powerful clans, had begun to rise. For commoner ninjas, these two powerful families occupy a large amount of resources, hold powerful authority, and have a great reputation, which they can only look up to. However, it is precisely because of this that the antagonism between different classes has been caused, and it has become more and more obvious. The Uchiha clan, the Hyuga clan, the powerful Sarutobi Hiruzen, and the roots of the increasingly ambitious Shimura Danzo are engaged in the most intense power struggle. This era is the era of Konoha heroes. However, this is also the most intense era of Konoha's political struggle. Born in this era, Uchiha Kamizuki doesn't know whether to say good or bad. With a glimmer of expectation for the future and endless yearning for money, Uchiha Kamizuki finally fell into a deep sleep. The printing speed is average, and you can throw 10 of them at the same time. Able to perform the Great Fireball technique, with dual attributes of fire and thunder, a complete set of physical skills, and strength close to the genin level. In the office of the Konoha police force, the current chief of the police force, Uchiha Tianquan, looked at the late-night intelligence in his hands, thought for a while, and then said. Although Uchiha Kamizuki is only 6 years old, it is not easy to achieve such results, but... Having said that, Uchiha Tianquan's voice paused, and he looked at Uchiha Fugaku aside and said. But these are not enough. In the face of the power of Sharingan, these are all insignificant things. Next to it, Uchiha Fugaku stood respectfully. Hearing this, he couldn't help but say. The power of Sharingan is indeed powerful, but among our clan, there are not many people who can activate Sharingan. Fugaku believes that we need to pay attention to those ordinary people who cannot open Sharingan. After all, our clan is currently short of manpower, and they are also a force that cannot be ignored. Uchiha Tianquan glanced at Uchiha Fugaku, but shook his head and said. Fugaku, you don't understand the Uchiha clan, the true power of the Sharingan. Do you think your current 3-tomo Sharingan is already at its limit? No, this is just the initial stage of Sharingan. The true power of Sharingan has not yet been revealed. Sharingan's real power. Hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku shrank his pupils slightly, looked at Uchiha Tianquan, and asked in disbelief. Is that legend true? After the 3-tomo Sharingan, there is a more powerful form of Sharingan. That's right, otherwise, why would our ancestor, Uchiha Madara, compete with Senju Hashirama, the ninja god? A look of pride flashed across Uchiha Tianquan's face, and said, "It is precisely because we are afraid of our Uchiha clan, the real power of Sharingan, second Hokage Senju Tobirama, that we appointed our Uchiha clan as Konoha's police department and transferred them out of Konoha village. Senju Tobirama thinks that with this method, we can keep us Uchiha clan away from Konoha's political center. Thinking that our Uchiha family will be confused by this seemingly huge power, and then breed arrogance, and eventually be rejected by other Konoha families. Hehe, Senju Tobirama is too underestimated, the power of our Uchiha clan." Speaking of this, Uchiha Tianquan's expression turned serious again, looked at Uchiha Fugaku, and said very seriously, "The Sharingan of the Uchiha clan, after the Sangoyu, there is the Mangekyo Sharingan, and the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. However, among the current Uchiha clan, not many people know about this. Do you know why?" "Because Konoha's fear," Uchiha Fugaku asked tentatively. "No, it's the fear of all Konoha's families." Uchiha Tianquan looked extremely solemn, looked at Uchiha Fugaku, and said, "During the battle in the Valley of the End, the ancestor Uchiha Madara revealed the Mangekyo Sharingan, the ability to control the tailed beast. Since then, the Mangekyo Sharingan of the Uchiha clan has become the object of fear for the entire Konoha. Second Hokage ordered that all materials related to the Mangekyo Sharingan be sealed up, and ordered the Uchiha clan to evacuate from Konoha village and build the clan here to guard the prisoners for Konoha. Then, after third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen came to power, in order to stabilize his position, he asked Shimura Danzo to form a route to monitor our Uchiha clan. Especially now, with the growth of my clan and the Hyuga clan, Shimura Danzo and Sarutobi Hiruzen, the fear of my clan is growing. In addition to the fact that the Hyuga clan has been eyeing us all the time, it can be said that the current Uchiha clan seems to have a bright future, but it is actually in a delicate situation. As long as we are a little careless and break the current balance, I'm afraid there will be annihilation." Uchiha Fugaku's eyes widened upon hearing Uchiha Tianquan's words. He really didn't know that the current situation of the Uchiha clan had become so serious. "Hey, so, Fugaku, you must remember that the current Uchiha clan is in Konoha. It's okay to be strong, but it's not okay to be strong. Especially, Mangekyo Sharingan must not appear in the Uchiha clan without sufficient strength. Because, today's Nine Tails Jinchuriki is Sarutobi Hiruzen's weapon to deter other powerful families and secret families. It is absolutely impossible for Sarutobi Hiruzen to allow the Uchiha clan to appear Mangekyo Sharingan to break this inherent balance." Uchiha Tianquan looked at Uchiha Fugaku with a shocked expression, and said with some self-deprecation, "You shouldn't blame me for breaking the powerful image of the Uchiha family in your mind." Fugaku dare not. Uchiha Fugaku was startled when he heard the words, and said with some trepidation, "Okay, Fugaku, you don't need to look like this. You will understand when you take my position." Uchiha Tianquan looked at Uchiha Fugaku's cautious look, couldn't help laughing, and said, "Fugaku, you are the most gifted and capable young generation of my Uchiha clan generation. The position of patriarch will be yours sooner or later, you have to be prepared." Master Tianquan, Fugaku really has no intention of competing for the position of patriarch. Uchiha Fugaku was shocked when he heard the words, and quickly explained. "Actually, Fukucho's talent is much better than mine, and he is the son of Lord Shenna. Therefore, Fugaku feels that Fukucho is the most suitable candidate for the next patriarch of the Uchiha clan." Uchiha Tianquan carefully observed Uchiha Fugaku's demeanor, and then said with a smile, "Okay, Fugaku, although Fukucho is the son of Lord Kanna, but his power is too small. When my Uchiha clan is strong, it is nothing to sit on the position of the patriarch. However, the current situation of our Uchiha clan is too dangerous. With Fukucho's ability, he is not qualified to be the head of the clan at this time. I have discussed this matter with Lord Kanna, and Lord Kanna is also very optimistic about you. That's why I transferred you to be my deputy, in order to let you get familiar with the real form and government affairs of the Uchiha clan as soon as possible." Having said this, Uchiha Tianquan stood up, patted Uchiha Fugaku on the shoulder, and continued. Master Kana has decided to marry her daughter Makoto to you. Get ready, Fugaku, after you and Makoto are married, it's time for you to take over the position of patriarch. After hearing Uchiha Tianquan's words, Uchiha Fugaku couldn't help being stunned. He didn't expect that he was so simple to sit on the position of the patriarch of the Uchiha clan. At this moment, Uchiha Fugaku's heart was agitated, and he didn't know what to say. Fugaku, don't worry, after you become the head of the Uchiha clan, I will also step down from the position of the Minister of Police. The attitude of Konoha's senior management towards our clan has become more and more obvious. From now on, only one voice can decide the future of Uchiha. Do you understand, Fugaku? Uchiha Tianquan looked deeply at the front of his eyes, and Uchiha Fugaku, who was a little flattered, said, The great elder Shen Nai and I will support you behind the scenes. Fugaku, I will teach you the future of the Uchiha clan, so please don't let me and Kana-sama down. Hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku only felt a roar in his mind. He never expected that the era of Uchiha Fugaku came so quietly. After listening to Uchiha Tianquan's words, Uchiha Fugaku was stunned, his eyes full of disbelief. It never occurred to him that Uchiha Tianquan would hand over his position as the Minister of Police. In this way, as the patriarch of the Uchiha clan and the position of the head of the Konoha Police Department, he will have unprecedented power. Fugaku, got it. Finally, Uchiha Fugaku accepted the reality with a solemn face, saying, Fugaku will definitely shed his last drop of blood for the Uchiha clan. Uchiha Tianquan laughed happily, patted Uchiha Fugaku on the shoulder heavily, and said, Ha ha ha, this is what the patriarch of the Uchiha clan should look like. Master Tenazumi, then, what shall we do with that Uchiha Kamizuki? After being overjoyed, Uchiha Fugaku regained his usual composure, and after a little hesitation, he still asked. Fugaku, Uchiha Kagami has a descendant named Uchiha Shisui. Although the current Uchiha Shisui is only 3 years old, he has already shown extraordinary talent and capacity. Such a child is worthy of our resources to cultivate. As for Uchiha Kamizuki, don't pay too much attention, everything will be said after he opens his eyes. I see, Lord Tianquan. Uchiha Fugaku said, pay more attention to Uchiha Shisui when you have time. Such juniors are the real hope of revitalizing my Uchiha clan. Uchiha Tianquan said to Fang Uchiha Fugaku with a calm expression. Fugaku understands, Master Tenazumi. Hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku nodded solemnly. Okay, it's getting late, you go back and rest first. Uchiha Tianquan waved his hand, indicating that Uchiha Fugaku can go down. Yes. With a light response, Uchiha Fugaku turned and left directly. Just after Uchiha Fugaku left, an order came from the Konoha Police Department to cancel the attention of Uchiha Kamizuki. That night, a great event happened not only in the Uchiha clan, but also in the Hyuga clan. Hyuga Risshin, a newly promoted young genius, was bestowed the seal of Caged Bird by the clan without any doubt. At the same time, on the table of 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, there is also a piece of latest information about the movements of the Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan. The entire situation in Konoha has become undercurrent because of Uchiha Kamizuki's performance. As for all of this, Uchiha Kamizuki, the instigator, never imagined that he is now putting all his energy on how to make money. The reason why Uchiha Kamizuki is so anxious is because he wants to improve his strength as soon as possible, and because of Uchiha Obito. God Uchiha borrowed 5,000 taels from Uchiha Obito before. After he got Hyuga's daily 10,000 taels, he actually didn't really want to exchange money. Therefore, when Uchiha Obito was polite to him, he ran away with the money. However, when Uchiha Kamizuki didn't expect it, Uchiha Obito actually played helplessness with him, and was shameless in comparison. In the past few days, Uchiha has completely lived and boarded at Uchiha Kamizuki's house, as if Uchiha Kamizuki didn't pay back the money, and ate him until he was poor. In this regard, Uchiha Kamizuki is also a little helpless. After all, he first borrowed money from Uchiha Obito. So, Uchiha Kamizuki now thinks of a way, that is, to make money by challenging various masters. With the adult thinking of Uchiha Kamizuki, just a few words can make the other party bet against him. So, Uchiha Kamizuki now thinks of a way, that is, to make money by challenging various masters. Moreover, Uchiha Kamizuki is looking for children from major families, not ordinary students. Because the children of these families are not only not short of money, but also have a bad temper and are arrogant enough. Such family children, Uchiha Kamizuki provoked them at will, and they began to duel with Uchiha Kamizuki. The bet for each battle is not high, only 50 taels, which is not a problem at all for these local tyrants who are not short of money. Moreover, the duel between Uchiha Kamizuki and the children of these families went to the end, and there were no heavy casualties. After a period of time, the strength of both sides also improved relatively quickly, and the progress was very obvious. Therefore, neither the instructor nor the parents of the children of these families cared about the affairs between these children. Each time, Uchiha Kamizuki would act as if he was within a hair's breadth of winning. In fact, Uchiha Kamizuki's strength is far more than that. He is acting all the time, playing tricks on those innocent children. It has to be said that the teenagers in this period are still easy to deceive. Every time they lose, they are fooled by Uchiha Kamizuki's various passionate lines, and they will be more excited next time, and come to Uchiha Kamizuki to send money. After a few more visits, the children of these families have not only given money, but even regarded Uchiha Kamizuki as a confidant and a friend with a special bond. After sending money every time, I will also happily talk to Uchiha Kamizuki. And Uchiha Kamizuki is very happy with this win-win situation. He now defines himself as a kindergarten teacher. For this reason, he shines for the great educational cause in Konoha village every day. Uchiha Kamizuki has calculated that he now has 3 to 4 clients a day, with a peak of 6. In this way, he has 9,100 customers this month. Each one charged 50 taels of betting money, and after a month, there was at least 4,500 taels of income. After working for a week, Uchiha Kamizuki felt that this is likely to earn more than 10,000 yuan a month. Uchiha Kamizuki did not expect that he would become a high-paying person ahead of schedule before he graduated from ninja school. You know, to become a ninja, there are 2 tasks that must be completed in one's responsibilities. One is to enlist in the army during the war and form a ninja army to participate in the war, and the other is to complete various entrusted tasks in peacetime to earn commissions. Part of the commissions that ninjas get for completing tasks go to Konoha village's public account, and part of them are returned to the ninjas who complete the tasks as a commission. The ninja tasks are divided into D level, C level, B level, A level and S level, and the classification is mainly based on difficulty. Genin can undertake D level and C level tasks, Chunin can undertake C level and A level tasks, and Jonin can undertake A level and S level tasks. Only C level missions are dangerous to a certain extent, but they will not fight other ninjas. B level missions involve confronting ninjas from other villages, while A level missions involve confronting elite ninjas from other countries. S level missions are extremely rare, and they are important intelligence and combat missions that can affect the situation of the country. Only Jonin level powerhouses are eligible to accept such missions. B, A, and S level missions involve battles between ninjas. There are many in wartime, but they are rare in peacetime. After all, now that the Second World War has ended and the peace agreement has been signed, going to other countries to kill ninjas will cause disputes among ninja villages. Therefore, the mainstream tasks used to support the income of the village in the current Konoha village are mainly D-level tasks and C-level tasks with small profits but quick turnover. The D-level missions are very ordinary, and they are non-dangerous livelihood missions. For example, looking after children, looking for lost pets, and even helping farmers dig sweet potatoes and helping Yakushi collect herbs. Such manual labor can be described as 8 gates. Because the task difficulty of D-level tasks is low, the commission is small, and it is very troublesome, ninjas of Chunin and above will not do it. For ninjas who want to participate in the battle and improve their strength in actual combat, it is very meaningless, and they feel that it is a waste of time. And for such a D-level task, the most one time is only 2,000 taels, and the least is not even more than 100 taels. So, Uchiha Kamizuki for now though, hasn't graduated from ninja school yet. However, with his monthly income of nearly 5,000 taels, compared to the average genin-level ninja, his monthly income is much more. His income is already equivalent to the monthly income of some elite genin-level ninjas. Although, Uchiha Kamizuki has not yet graduated from ninja school though. However, with his monthly income of nearly 5,000 taels, compared to the average genin-level ninja, his monthly income is much more. His income is already equivalent to the monthly income of some elite genin-level ninjas. Even though Uchiha Kamizuki's monthly income is quite high now, it's not enough for Uchiha Kamizuki, a big kryptonite. Now Uchiha Kamizuki not only has to double drive occasionally, but also takes care of Uchiha Obito's basic necessities of life, which consumes a lot of money. Under such circumstances, the time passed slowly for a month. During this month, two relatively big things happened. One is that Uchiha Kamizuki's reputation as a genius gradually spread because of his frantic search for someone to discuss. The second is Hokage Kakashi, who has decided to take the Chunin exam this year and is about to be promoted to Chunin. These two news caused quite a stir. Uchiha Kamizuki is here entirely because he is a member of the Uchiha clan. Hokage Kakashi attracted attention because of his age and reputation as a genius. With this momentum, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately thought of a good way to make money, which is to take advantage of the popularity of Hokage Kakashi. So, under the intentional or unintentional arrangement of Uchiha Kamizuki, news gradually spread out of the ninja school. According to the news, Uchiha Kamizuki is the most talented disciple in the history of ninja school after Hokage Kakashi. Moreover, there is news that Uchiha Kamizuki is about to graduate from ninja school ahead of schedule, just like Hokage Kakashi. Some people even say that Uchiha Kamizuki may also participate in this year's Chunin exam with Hokage Kakashi and become the youngest Chunin-level ninja in the history of Konoha. The source of these news can no longer be verified, but it spread more and more widely, and the more it spread, the more mysterious it became. The consequence of these news is that now more and more people want to prove their genius name by challenging Uchiha Kamizuki. Students of the current ninja school, if you say you are a genius, you will not be recognized if you have not challenged Uchiha Kamizuki. Now Uchiha Kamizuki has become the director of the Genius Certification Department of Ninja School. He has to certify 5 to 6 geniuses every day, and the task is very heavy. That is, Uchiha is equipped with Uzumaki Naruto's character card, which has the physique bonus of the Uzumaki family, otherwise it really can't stand it. After all, the challenge of 6 talented students of various kinds every day is really not a joke, and ordinary people really can't stand it. Moreover, the most important thing is to grasp a degree. Uchiha Kamizuki must not only remain undefeated, but also make other genius disciples feel excellent value for money after losing. After a period of time, Uchiha Kamizuki felt that his current acting skills could already be named Konoha Village, this year's Best Actor of the Year. In just 1 month, Uchiha Kamizuki directly increased his performance by more than half. Uchiha Kamizuki estimates that he will be able to double his income next month, and even a monthly income of 100,000 is not a dream. In a blink of an eye, another 2 months have passed, and Uchiha Kamizuki's strength has undergone earth-shaking changes. It was night. After Uchiha Kamizuki finished climbing trees and treading water, Uchiha Kamizuki directly commanded the system and mobilized his own attribute panel. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki's current physical condition turned into a floating window and appeared in front of his eyes. Host: Uchiha Kamizuki. Ninjutsu. Apprentice Level 3, 799 10,000ths. Physical Technique. Genin First Order, 949 10,000ths. Illusion. Apprentice Level 3, 0 10,000ths. Character Cards. Uchiha Sasuke, Rock Lee, Uzumaki Naruto. Summoning Beast. None. Ninja Equipment. Ninja Necklace Total Chakra increased by 2%, Ninja Ring Total Physical Strength increased by 2%. Blood Inheritance Ability. 1 Tomo Sharingan. Attribute Development. 13th Level Fire Attribute, 6,496 10,000ths. Special Talent. Insight into Subtleties, Physical Strength. Note 1. Because of Sharingan, your vision is better than ordinary people. Note 2. Your body has the physique of the Uzumaki family, whether it is endurance, physical strength, or recovery power, it is stronger than ordinary ninjas. Note 3. Low-level fire attribute talents open the nature development of fire attribute ninjutsu, slightly increase the training speed of fire attribute ninjutsu and the power of fire attribute ninjutsu. Special skills: Infinite Flurry, Leaf Hurricane, Shadow Dance Leaf, Fire Style Great Fireball Technique, Lion Combo, Chidori, Shadow Clone Technique, Uzumaki Naruto Combo, Rasengan. Finally, the work was not in vain. After taking a look at his current strength, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help showing a hint of joy on his face, and sighed secretly. You know, in order to improve his strength recently, he has not been lazy in the slightest. During the day, Uchiha Kamizuki not only has to complete the training tasks given by his instructor, but also frantically challenges other family children to earn money by doing part-time jobs. In the evening, Uchiha Kamizuki did not let himself go, and was still practicing crazily. When I am physically strong, I practice kunai, shuriken throwing, and various body arts. Before chakra is exhausted, the main body and clone practice various ninjutsu at the same time. After the chakra is exhausted, practice the speed of mudra. In short, I frantically squeezed all my time and energy every day, and practiced until 1 or 2 o'clock at night every day. Under such crazy hell-style training, Uchiha Kamizuki only took 3 months to improve his physical strength to the genin level, and other aspects are about to break through the genin level. This kind of speed is 3 points faster than the general children of families with rich cultivation resources. Moreover, Uchiha Kamizuki's real combat power is much stronger than them, already close to the level of elite genin. If this situation continues, it is really possible for Uchiha Kamizuki to catch up with Hatake Kakashi when he graduates this year, and take the Chunin exam with Hatake Kakashi. In short, everything is moving in a good direction. And while Uchiha Kamizuki was living a leisurely life like this, his troubles finally arrived. This trouble is Uchiha Yanquan, the strongest in Uchiha Kamizuki's class, and the current Konoha Police Department chief, the son of Uchiha Tenazumi. As the most talented and best child of the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Yanquan started Sharingan when he was only 6 years old this year. Since entering the ninja school, Uchiha Yanquan has always been at the top, losing only to Hatake Kakashi. Many people in the Uchiha clan think that Uchiha Yanquan is the leader of this generation, the Uchiha clan. This situation has been going on for a long time, even Uchiha Yanquan himself already thinks so. Just when he was about to work hard to surpass Hatake Kakashi, the last person he wanted to surpass, Hatake Kakashi graduated ahead of schedule. Originally, Uchiha Yanquan also planned to apply for graduation early, but his father Uchiha Tianquan stopped him. Although, Uchiha Yanquan didn't know why his father did this. However, Uchiha Yanquan did not object to asking him to stay for another year and enjoy the treatment of the first person in the grade. Just when Uchiha Yanquan thought that he would graduate with the honor of being the first in his grade amidst the praises of everyone, Uchiha Kamizuki unexpectedly appeared. The appearance of Uchiha Kamizuki vaguely took away his Uchiha clan, the title of the first genius. The current Uchiha family is rumored that Uchiha Kamizuki is already such a genius before he even started Sharingan, overwhelming the younger generation of the major families in Konoha village. Once Uchiha Kamizuki awakens Sharingan, he must be one of the most talented people in the history of the entire Uchiha clan, and will definitely lead the Uchiha clan to the peak in the future. Moreover, the students in the same class are also spreading, saying that Uchiha Kamizuki is actually the real first person in the grade. The reason why Uchiha Yanquan is still the number 1 person, in name, is that Uchiha Kamizuki is taking care of him, Uchiha Yanquan's face. Even, Uchiha Kamizuki is completely concerned about the power of his father Uchiha Tianquan, so he deliberately does not challenge him Uchiha Yanquan. Give him the title of number 1 to Uchiha Yanquan. Regarding this rumor, the confident Uchiha Yanquan had never paid attention to it before. However, it seems that because of his inaction, this rumor was founded. A lot of people are talking about it. Uchiha Yanquan chose to remain silent because he knew he was not as good as Uchiha Kamizuki. Uchiha Yanquan finally couldn't bear these rumors that became more and more outrageous. He felt that it was necessary for him to give everyone a loud slap in the face and respond to these boring rumors. So, today, he, Uchiha Yanquan, wants to challenge Uchiha Kamizuki to justify himself in front of everyone. Uchiha Kamizuki had absolutely no intention of paying attention to Uchiha Yanquan's thoughts on the opposite side. What he wants to know most now is who is playing tricks on him. Uchiha Kamizuki is not Uchiha Yanquan, this kind of kid who was brainwashed by the family. He would not regard those so-called honors as more important than his own life. Uchiha Kamizuki now only feels that he seems to have been tricked by someone. Although Uchiha Kamizuki did have it in order to make money, he deliberately publicized his worth and made a lot of hype. However, with his operation level and personal influence, it is absolutely impossible to have such a big effect like it is now. And the reason why this happens is definitely because someone is secretly fueling the flames. So who is this person? What will be his purpose? Uchiha Kamizuki can't believe that he is an orphan of the Uchiha clan without father and mother. There will be some kind-hearted person who deliberately publicizes his reputation for free. Could it be Shimura Danzo? Uchiha Kamizuki subconsciously thought of Shimura Danzo, Konoha's notorious shit-like character. However, this speculation was directly overturned by Uchiha Kamizuki. Now, although he is a member of the Uchiha clan, he had no reputation before that. Moreover, he did not announce to the public that he had started Sharingan. Logically speaking, under such circumstances, Shimura Danzo had no reason to follow him. So, if it wasn't Shimura Danzo, who would this person be? Could it be someone from the Hyuga family? Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki recalled Hyuga Hidden who had a grudge against him, and a thought popped into his mind. The Hyuga family had a grudge against the Uchiha family, and he managed to kill the young genius of the Hyuga family. Hyuga made 10,000 taels a day, which made the Hyuga family lose face. Therefore, the people of the Hyuga family deliberately made this publicity for him, so that the young genius of the Uchiha family, Uchiha Yanquan, would teach him a lesson. After all, Uchiha Inazumi is the son of Uchiha Tenazumi, the head of the Konoha police department. If Uchiha Kamizuki wins against Uchiha Yanquan, it will not give face to Uchiha Tianquan, Konoha police department minister. If Uchiha Kamizuki doesn't dare to beat Uchiha Yanquan, his reputation as a genius will be ruined. At that time, Uchiha Kamizuki will lose this, relying on prestige to make money, and will become a salted fish again. The more he thought about it, the more Uchiha Kamizuki felt that this possibility was not small. What about the Uchiha clan? It won't be long before the whole clan will kneel down, and if you offend them now, you will be offended. Uchiha Kamizuki sneered in his heart. He knew that the Uchiha family was destined to be blood-bathed, so naturally he would not be afraid. Besides, I still don't believe that the guys from the Uchiha clan dare to assassinate me, a ninja school student, in the village at this time. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki decided that today, he must not release water and maintain his winning streak. Uchiha Kamizuki, let me ask you, do you dare to accept my challenge? Uchiha Yanquan folded his arms and scanned the surrounding students of the ninja school, thinking to himself. The more people there are, the better. Today, I, Uchiha Yanquan, under the witness of everyone, directly defeated this so-called first Uchiha genius, and rectified my name for Uchiha Yanquan. It's okay to pick it up, but you Uchiha Yanquan, you are a contemporary younger brother of the Uchiha family, so the style of this duel should not be too low. Facing the challenge of Uchiha Yanquan, Uchiha Kamizuki's face was unprecedentedly dignified, as if he had encountered a life-and-death enemy. Oh, hearing this, Uchiha Yanquan frowned slightly. In fact, he was very satisfied. Uchiha Kamizuki looked extra cautious at this time. So, what kind of duel do you want? Uchiha Yanquan looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with a haughty expression on his face, and Haki said without hesitation. No matter how you compare today, I, Uchiha Yanquan, will take it. Okay, good enough. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help giving a thumbs up to Uchiha Yanquan, and said. As expected of me, Konoha Police Department Minister, the son of Uchiha Tenazumi-sama. For Uchiha Kamizuki's words, which are almost flattering, Uchiha Yanquan said that he has heard too much and no longer feels it. So, Uchiha Yanquan said disdainfully. Stop talking nonsense, just tell me how to compare. 20,000 taels. After taking a look at Uchiha Yanquan's performance, Uchiha Kamizuki finally showed his foxtail and said, "Last time, the bet between me and Hyuga Raiden from the Hyuga clan was 10,000 taels. But your strength is much stronger than him, and you are the #1 genius of the Uchiha clan. Out of respect for your strength, I decided to price you 20,000 taels." When Uchiha Kamizuki said this, his expression was more dignified than before, and the expression between his eyebrows faintly revealed the meaning of a peak confrontation. But, however, Uchiha Yanquan smelled a strong smell of copper in this sacred duel. "Are you out of money's eye?" After Uchiha Yanquan heard Uchiha Kamizuki's serious inference, the corners of his mouth twitched. He now felt that the momentum he had been accumulating before was lost in an instant when he recited Uchiha Kamizuki's words. Although, he felt that Uchiha Kamizuki had asked for 20,000 yuan, and the bet was indeed a bit big. However, Uchiha Kamizuki has said that, the pussy of the Hyuga family, Hyuga spends 10,000 taels every day. He Uchiha Yanquan, as the leader of this generation of the Uchiha clan, if only a little more than Hyuga Risshin. Even if it is less than Hyuga Risshin, doesn't it mean that his value of Uchiha Yanquan is not as good as that of the Hyuga clan? What are you kidding? This will not work, this will never work. You know, the Uchiha clan is the #1 family in Konoha, how could they lose to the guys from the Hyuga clan? At this moment, Uchiha Yanquan suddenly realized that Uchiha Kamizuki's vision is still too short-sighted, and the price is still too low. Thinking of this, Uchiha Yanquan immediately looked at Uchiha Kamizuki and said proudly, "Your asking price is too low. It's okay, if there are more, we can still discuss." Uchiha Kamizuki has been watching. Uchiha Yanquan's expression changes, afraid that the other party will not only agree. As soon as I heard Uchiha Yanquan speak at this moment, I subconsciously started to fool around. However, after he understood Uchiha Yanquan's words, he was stunned. He had been overwhelmed by Uchiha Yanquan's arrogance. Humph! The corner of Uchiha Yanquan's mouth curled up, and he looked at Uchiha Kamizuki, who was stunned by his own haki, and his sense of accomplishment was instantly full. Uchiha Yanquan stretched out his right hand, made a direct gesture, and said proudly, 50 taels. This time the bet is at least 50,000 taels. The news of the duel between Uchiha Yanquan and Uchiha Kamizuki had spread to several classes before. In addition, it was lunch break at this time, and the big guys were full and had nothing to do. There was a duel to watch. As a result, around the two of them at this time, there were really 3 floors inside and 3 floors outside, which could be called a sea of people. In addition, they are all 6 or 7-year-old children, and they are all at an age that is not too big to watch. At this time, when they heard that Uchiha Yanquan's bet was as high as 50,000 taels, everyone was shocked from ear to ear, and chattered. What? Oh my god, 50,000 taels. My father has been on missions for 2 consecutive months, but he can't earn that much money. The Uchiha family really deserves to be the powerful family of Konoha, and it's a bet of 50,000 taels. Not to mention these little kids around, even Uchiha Kamizuki was shocked by Uchiha Yanquan's arrogance. Now he only feels that the Uchiha Yanquan on the opposite side is shimmering like gold, like a small golden mountain. Uchiha Kamizuki is honored to be friends with Uchiha Yanquan, such a big local tyrant. When Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking about this, Uchiha Yanquan frowned and said with some disdain, "What's wrong? Don't you dare to bet with me." Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki was shocked, and quickly said, "Bet? Of course I want to bet. Stop gambling, what a joke." Now that Uchiha Kamizuki has regarded the 50,000 taels as his own, Uchiha Yanquan can't even gamble anymore. After all, that was 50,000 taels. Such a large sum of money, for Uchiha Kamizuki, who is now addicted to Krypton gold, is worth fighting for once. As for the act of treating money like dung, it doesn't exist. Someone asked in the previous life, if someone offered you 10 million yuan to eat a piece of shit, would you ask if you would eat it? How many people have said that they can eat until the grandson who paid the money becomes pauper? Now Uchiha Kamizuki's desire for money is comparable to Jiraiya's love for women's bathhouses. Haha. As expected of being the first genius of the Uchiha clan, Kamizuki is convinced today. Uchiha Kamizuki once again gave a thumbs up to Uchiha Yanquan, and at the same time showed a gleaming back molar at the corner of his mouth. Might Guy is even more Might Guy. Uchiha Yanquan looked around and found that more than 90% of the students in the entire ninja school have come. He felt that the effect was almost the same. He immediately said to Uchiha Kamizuki, "Stop talking nonsense. Now that you've made a bet, let's do it." After speaking, Uchiha Yanquan went directly to the ninjutsu training ground of the ninja school. The students watching the excitement around, seeing this scene, took the initiative to make way for the two of them. A few minutes later, on the ninjutsu training ground, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Yanquan were about to confront each other at a distance of 10 meters. Uchiha Kamizuki, although you have some strength, but the gap between your strength and mine is too big, you're 50,000 taels, I accept it. At this time, Uchiha Yanquan felt that he no longer had the need to endure, and the arrogance on his face was fully revealed. Hey, after all, the local tyrant is just a brat. There is no city mansion at all. After watching Uchiha Yanquan's performance, Uchiha Kamizuki first appraised in his heart, and then shook his head helplessly. HMPH. Look at the trick. Although I don't know why Uchiha Kamizuki shook his head, Uchiha Yanquan didn't give Uchiha Kamizuki a chance to speak. When Uchiha Yanquan raised his hand, he threw two kunai towards Uchiha Kamizuki. At the same time, Uchiha Yanquan's figure flashed, and he followed kunai and rushed towards Uchiha Kamizuki. Clang, clang. Uchiha Kamizuki flew away very easily. Two kunai shot from Uchiha Yanquan, and then threw the kunai in his hand towards Uchiha Yanquan. Uchiha Kamizuki's kunai throwing technique is far beyond the level of ordinary ninja school students, fast and accurate. Uchiha Kamizuki's kunai, with a very tricky angle, directly passed through Uchiha Yanquan's defense. Laugh. Between lightning and flint, the sound of sharp knives piercing into flesh sounded. Uchiha Yanquan had no time to block, and the abdomen was caught by the kunai thrown by Uchiha Kamizuki. Boom! White smoke flashed, and a handful of kunai wood was inserted in one section, appearing in front of everyone. Boom! At the same time, a handful of kunai that was knocked flying by Uchiha Kamizuki and landed on the ground suddenly changed into the figure of Uchiha Yanquan in a burst of white mist. Si Wei Shen Hai Noon Yin. It only took 3 seconds for Uchiha Yanquan to complete the 6 seal gestures. Then, I saw Uchiha Yanquan pointed with one hand in front of his mouth, took a sudden breath and then blew hard towards Uchiha Kamizuki. Si Wei Shen Hai Noon Yin. It only took 3 seconds for Uchiha Yanquan to complete the 6 seal gestures. Then, I saw Uchiha Yanquan pointed with one hand in front of his mouth, took a sharp breath and then blew hard towards Uchiha Kamizuki. Fire style great fireball technique. Boom. A group of fireballs the size of a human head spewed out of his mouth in an instant, rose in the wind, and moved towards Uchiha Kamizuki's position, crushing away with surging fiery air waves. Boom. The moment Uchiha Yanquan used the great fireball technique, the ninja school students' onlookers were blown away. It's actually ninjutsu. OMG, it's fire-style ninjutsu. As expected of a genius of the Uchiha clan, he can already perform ninjutsu. The gap is too big. The students of these ninja schools usually throw kunai, shuriken, and play with 3-body technique and so on. Except for those family children, no one else has ever seen a real offensive ninjutsu. When they saw Uchiha Yanquan's great fireball technique at this time, their eyes immediately became straight. Uchiha Obito, Yuhihong, Nohara Rin and others all shrank their pupils and became nervous for Uchiha Kamizuki. Uchiha Yanquan's great fireball technique was very well timed, just when Uchiha Kamizuki's attention was attracted by his clone. This set of tactics of Uchiha Yanquan has been fully utilized, the essence of ninja fighting. Boom! This 1-meter diameter great fireball hit Uchiha Kamizuki right in the middle, and then exploded violently in an instant. Boom! The scattered flames, with fiery air waves, swept across a 5-meter radius, leaving behind a scorched black ground. This. Did Uchiha Kamizuki die? Oh my god, this is too violent. The students of the ninja school who were watching the battle couldn't help but be terrified when they saw the center of the battlefield full of flames. It's body replacement technique. Uchiha Kamizuki is not dead. He used up his body replacement technique too fast. Soon, someone discovered the falling wood in the explosion, and immediately guessed that Uchiha Kamizuki must have escaped with the body replacement technique. At this moment, all the students became excited. This battle was too exciting and exciting. Everyone is looking forward to what wonderful performances Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Yanquan will have next. On the training ground, your seal speed is too slow. With such a casting speed, the ninjutsu released is impossible to hit me. The figure of Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly appeared behind Uchiha Yanquan, and then punched Uchiha Yanquan's back. Also, didn't Uehara-sensei tell you that ninjutsu can't be misused, especially at the stage below Chunin? Just as Uchiha Kamizuki was speaking, his fist landed on Fun's, and Uchiha Yanquan had no time to react on his body. Boom! Uchiha Kamizuki's punch hit Uchiha Yanquan directly in front of him, and a cloud of white mist disappeared in front of him. Something interesting. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately understood that Uchiha Yanquan must have used the clone technique when the great fireball exploded. Then, he left this clone on purpose to lure him to make a move, so as to determine his specific location and carry out counter-kill. You just have a bit of a mouth, Uchiha Kamizuki. Suddenly, behind Uchiha Kamizuki, the figure of Uchiha's Yanquan suddenly appeared, and when he raised his hand, a kunai pierced directly into the back of Uchiha Kamizuki's heart. Boom! A burst of white smoke rose, and Uchiha Kamizuki's figure exploded directly, disappearing in front of Uchiha Yanquan. What? Seeing this scene, Uchiha Yanquan's body was shocked suddenly, as if he didn't expect that this Uchiha Kamizuki was also a clone. You're not the only one who can use the clone technique to lure enemies, so can I. At this moment, the figure of Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly appeared behind Uchiha Yanquan, and then punched out. Boom! Uchiha Kamizuki's fierce punch directly blasted Uchiha Yanquan in front of him. It's still a clone. Uchiha Kamizuki was startled, and then felt several piercing sounds behind him. Without thinking, Uchiha Kamizuki also knew that it must be kunai. At the moment of crisis, Uchiha Kamizuki's seal will be moved, and a body replacement technique will be used directly. Boom! 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 Nailed the kunai to the piece of wood that Uchiha Kamizuki came out of. Fire style. Great fireball technique. The moment Uchiha Kamizuki appeared, Uchiha Yanquan had already ambushed, and the position where Uchiha Kamizuki appeared was directly blasted by a great fireball technique. It was predicted by Sharingan. Has my location moved? Uchiha Kamizuki narrowed his eyes slightly as he looked at the ever-growing great fireball in front of him. ZZ. ZZ. At the critical moment, a layer of light thunder suddenly appeared on Uchiha Kamizuki's body, and then his figure disappeared within the attack range of the great fireball technique like a phantom. Boom! The great fireball exploded, flooding the sky with fiery waves of air spreading around. Uchiha Yanquan opened a pair of scarlet Sharingan, scanning the changes on the field. Bloody and ominous breath filled his surroundings. This is Yi Liu Sharingan. Under the gradually dimming firelight, the hook jade in Uchiha Yanquan's pupils was slowly rotating. At this moment, everything around becomes clear under the pair of Sharingan. Even in the grass more than 10 meters away, a small insect screamed with its mouth wide open, and even Uchiha Yanquan could see the broken leaves in its mouth. At this moment, Uchiha Yanquan only felt that he was extremely powerful at this time, and a thought that I was invincible gushed out from the deepest part of his heart. And Tongli in Sharingan seems to be telling him to destroy, to conquer, and to show the power of Sharingan to the world. Snapped. Uchiha Yanquan caught it casually, a handful of kunai flew from behind, a sneer appeared on the corner of his mouth, and said, "Without Sharingan, you will never know how powerful Sharingan is. Maybe you think your movements are fast, but unfortunately, in my eyes, they are as slow as snails. After you use the body replacement technique, you use the clone technique to lure the enemy. I've seen these moves. Give up, Uchiha Kamizuki. In front of my Sharingan, I can see every move you make. You don't have any secrets anymore." Uchiha Yanquan's tone was cold and arrogant. Although he was standing in front of Uchiha Kamizuki, there was a feeling of looking down. Is it? Uchiha Kamizuki heard the words, but the corner of his mouth curled up, showing a mocking smile, and said, "I want to see it. Your pair of Sharingans are amazing." Uchiha Kamizuki is not the ordinary ninja school students who have no knowledge around them, who will be frightened by Uchiha Yanquan, a mere pair of one Tomo Sharingan. As Uchiha Kamizuki, who travels through time, his understanding of Sharingan is far above that of Uchiha Yanquan. Most people in the Uchiha clan can open their eyes, but the number of owners of double hook jade, triple hook jade, and Mangekyo Sharingan gradually decreases. Looking at the family history of the Uchiha family, there are only 9 Mangekyo Sharingan who have successfully advanced, and the number of owners of the 3 Tomo Sharingan is not too many. The main reason for this phenomenon is that there are 2 main points, one of which is that the ability of Sharingan is too powerful, so the advanced level is naturally extremely difficult. Even if Mangekyo Sharingan is left aside, the ability of Sharingan below Mangekyo is already very powerful. 1 Tomo Sharingan and 2 Tomo Sharingan have the same special ability, they both endow the owner with dynamic vision, the difference between them is only the speed of the dynamic vision reaction. 1 Tomo Sharingan can only see through the enemy's movements. Double Guyu goes a step further and can see through the enemy's moves or ninjutsu, and even copy some physical moves. Sangoyu Blood Wheel Eye has the highest level of dynamic vision and reaction speed, and can replicate ninjutsu like Kakashi. In addition, the 3 Tomo Sharingan can cast and resist illusions. Uchiha Yanquan's 1 Tomo Sharingan at this time can only increase his dynamic vision, which is not a great increase in strength. I'm so confident. Seeing Uchiha Yanquan's invincible appearance after opening Sharingan, Uchiha Kamizuki shook his head involuntarily. Uchiha Yanquan didn't expect that after seeing his Sharingan, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't kneel down and surrender, but showed a look of disdain, and immediately became furious. This is you looking for death, but you can't blame me for not caring about the relationship between the same clan. Uchiha Yanquan roared, and then rushed towards Uchiha Kamizuki. Well done. When Uchiha Kamizuki saw Uchiha Yanquan rushing over, he was happy instead of angry, and then he fit in to meet him. If Uchiha Yanquan fights against him, Uchiha Kamizuki will still have scruples. However, if it's spells, he, Uchiha Kamizuki, has nothing to fear. You know, his C-level Rock Lee character card is not just for fun. Call out. Uchiha Kamizuki saw Uchiha Yanquan rushing fast, raised his hand and shot out a kunai, which went straight to Uchiha Yanquan's right leg. Hehe. As soon as the Sharingan in Uchiha Yanquan's eyes turned, his figure was in Uchiha Kamizuki's kunai, and the moment he shot, he had already dodged to the left. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki narrowed his eyes slightly, and then his body flashed, and he rushed towards Uchiha Yanquan. Call out. Unexpectedly, Uchiha Kamizuki just made a move, and there was a kunai in front of him. This scene looked as if Uchiha Yanquan knew what Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking a long time ago, and launched an attack in advance, waiting for Uchiha Kamizuki to hit him. In a hurry, Uchiha Kamizuki's strong physicality was revealed. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki's figure twisted instantly, and the entire waist was twisted like a twist. In a posture that is difficult for ordinary people to do, he passed close to the kunai shot by Uchiha Yanquan, avoiding the sudden blow. It's useless, your movements are too slow. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki dodged the blow, Uchiha Yanquan sneered, and then pulled his right hand suddenly. Call out. I saw that the kunai that flew out before had a steel wire smaller than a hair. At this moment, Uchiha Yanquan's pull immediately pulled the kunai back. At this time, Uchiha Kamizuki's movements had already froze, and it was impossible to avoid this blow again. Uchiha Yanquan used his Sharingan power to predict all the moves of Uchiha Kamizuki. Like a hunting spider, he has already prepared a big net for Uchiha Kamizuki, waiting for him to be caught. Everything about you is as I expected, except your fate, Uchiha Kamizuki. On Uchiha Yanquan's face, there was a look of a winner, as if he had already seen in his eyes Uchiha Kamizuki's bloody defeat. That's not necessarily the case. At the critical moment, a faint thunder appeared on Uchiha Kamizuki's body again. The next moment, Uchiha Kamizuki, who was already unable to move his body, suddenly flickered and disappeared directly from Uchiha Yanquan's killing blow. What? Seeing this scene, Uchiha Yanquan's pupils suddenly constricted. He didn't know what method Uchiha Kamizuki used to accelerate to the point where his Sharingan couldn't even see clearly. This trick of Uchiha Kamizuki is actually a pre-skill that must be used when using Chidori. Because Chidori needs to sprint at high speed in order to exert its lethality. Therefore, before using Chidori, lightning style must be used to stimulate the user's body, activate the cells in the user's body, and increase the movement speed of the caster. It is precisely for this reason that the caster cannot see the enemy clearly, because the speed is too fast, so that the opponent who responds quickly will fight back. This is why when Hatake Kakashi taught Uchiha Sasuke Chidori, he said that this ninjutsu must be combined with Sharingan to make up for its shortcomings and maximize the power of Chidori. Uchiha Kamizuki is currently using Chidori's pre-skill, using the power of lightning style to stimulate the cells in his body, activate his whole body, and increase his movement speed. Uchiha Yanquan's figure moved slightly, and a pair of Sharingan kept turning, intending to capture Uchiha Kamizuki's figure. It's useless, although your Sharingan can allow you to see through my movement trajectory and even predict my next move, but... The figure of Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly appeared in front of Uchiha Yanquan, and said with a smile. But, so what if you can see through my movements? Your body's reaction speed is too slow to be your Sharingan at all. Boom! With one punch, Uchiha Kamizuki punched Uchiha Yanquan on the chin, blasting him out. Infinite Flurry. When Rock Lee's skill was activated, Uchiha Kamizuki's figure immediately turned into an afterimage, following Uchiha Yanquan's figure, and chased after him. Boom! Punch! Boom! 2 punches! Boom! 3 punches! In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki's fist swung wildly, turning into afterimages, like Senju Guanyin, bombarding Uchiha Yanquan's upper 3 roads crazily. In just a few breaths, Uchiha Kamizuki punched hundreds of punches, which fell on Uchiha Yanquan's body like raindrops. Uchiha Kamizuki's random punch made Uchiha Yanquan retreat continuously, unable to even do the most basic defense. The current situation is just like what Uchiha Kamizuki said before. Uchiha Yanquan's Sharingan, although Uchiha Kamizuki's moving track can be clearly seen. However, Uchiha Yanquan's physical reaction speed cannot match Uchiha Kamizuki's attack speed, so that he can only be beaten passively now. Has this Uchiha Kamizuki become so powerful? Among the crowd, Hyuga Hidden, who came to ask questions, watched the scene where Uchiha Kamizuki lashed out at Kamui and beat Uchiha Yanquan hard. His body trembled slightly. In the past 6 months, he gritted his teeth and practiced crazily under the pressure of a huge fishing boat, and cultivated the gentle fist of the Hyuga family to the 8th palm. Such a rapid progress rate, even his father, Hyuga Sawaki, was horrified when he knew about it. Many branch house elders are saying that if he was not born in the Hyuga branch house, he would definitely be raised as the head of the next generation of the Hyuga family. Hateful! It's you, Uchiha Kamizuki, it's you who killed me. Hyuga looked at Uchiha Kamizuki in the duel field every day, clenched his fists tightly, his nails were embedded in his flesh, but he still didn't feel anything. Hyuga stretched out his hand to touch his forehead every day. It was covered by his intentional stay now, but it couldn't cover the flame of hatred in his heart. If Uchiha Kamizuki hadn't forced me to open my eyes so early, how could I have been targeted by this caged bird? Uchiha Kamizuki, you are the one who killed me. I will never let you go. Once again looking at Uchiha Kamizuki in the arena, Hyuga Hidden silently clenched his fist, and then let go. I have to admit that Uchiha Kamizuki's progress is too fast. He is still not sure to beat the current Uchiha Kamizuki. No matter what, I won't let you go easily. After making up his mind, Hyuga turned around resolutely and disappeared among the crowd. Noon, Ninja School, in the middle of the training ground. At this moment, Uchiha Yanquan's body trembled, and he almost couldn't stand still, looking completely shaky. Before, Uchiha Kamizuki's set of fast punches caused him pain all over his body, and now, it is even more difficult to take a breath. Looking at Uchiha Kamizuki on the opposite side, Uchiha Yanxia's eyes have begun to flicker. At the same time, the fighting spirit in his heart melted like white snow under the sun. This Uchiha Kamizuki, he's now able to drive me to this level without even using offensive ninjutsu. And, moreover, my Sharingan is completely useless. I, Uchiha Yanquan, lost to a piece of trash who didn't even open his eyes. Thinking of this, Uchiha Yanquan couldn't help opening his mouth. He wanted to say something, but he didn't know what he should say. He looked around and found that all the classmates around him were looking at him. In their eyes, there was no longer the kind of admiration, envy or even awe they usually had for him. At this moment, Uchiha Yanquan could only see sympathy, contempt, ridicule, or indifference in their eyes. Those are the eyes of the losers. Before, Uchiha Yanquan wished that all the students in the school would pay attention to him in this public challenge between him and Uchiha Kamizuki. But, now, how much he hopes that everything today is a dream, how much he hopes that everyone will forget his existence, how much he hopes that there is a hole for him to drill into and hide. Uchiha Yanquan couldn't imagine what he would lose in this loss. He pointed at Uchiha Kamizuki, not knowing what to say, not knowing how to recover from the disadvantage he was in now. On the opposite side of him, Uchiha Kamizuki stood with his hands behind his back, looked at Uchiha Yanquan condescendingly, and then said in a serious voice with a smile on his face. Admit defeat, Uchiha Yanquan. Isn't it just 50,000 taels? That's nothing to a Uchiha genius like you. Uchiha Kamizuki, you don't go too far. After hearing Uchiha Kamizuki's calm words, Uchiha Yanquan's face changed suddenly, and then he roared at Uchiha Kamizuki and shouted. Admit defeat to you, don't dream. Uchiha Kamizuki, today I, Uchiha Yanquan, will definitely beat you. 10 walks will let you know that I, Feng Zibo Yanquan, is the strongest in the Uchiha group. Heavenly group. Uchiha Yanquan, don't force me to do it. Seeing that Uchiha Yanquan still refused to admit defeat, Uchiha Kamizuki was a little helpless, and immediately said to Uchiha Yanquan in a deep voice. To tell you the truth, once I start to fight, I'm afraid of myself. The moment the voice fell, Uchiha Kamizuki turned into an afterimage in an instant even if his toes touched the ground, and rushed towards the opposite Uchiha Yanquan at an extremely fast speed. Leaf Hurricane. Uchiha Kamizuki jumped up, and the whirlwind legs wrapped in the fierce wind, swept between Uchiha Luanai's chest and abdomen fiercely. At the critical moment, Uchiha Kamizuki gritted his teeth, and then directly raised his arms to assume a standard defensive posture, intending to resist Uchiha Kamizuki's blow. In a flash of light and shadow, Uchiha Kamizuki kicked Uchiha Yanquan's arms hard with his right foot. Boom! With a muffled sound, Uchiha Yanquan was undoubtedly swept away by Uchiha Kamizuki's kick, and the whole person flew backwards like a broken sack. However, before Uchiha Yanquan landed, Uchiha Kamizuki's second attack arrived here. Konoha. Whirlwind. Mind thought Uchiha Yu directly swept away the whirlwind, and instantly sent Uchiha Yanquan into the air, turning into a floating state. Lion Blast. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes flashed fiercely, and he immediately threw out his fists and feet. The attack was launched in an instant. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki taking advantage of the moment Uchiha Yanquan flew up. Uchiha Sasuke's physical skill directly hit Uchiha Yanquan into the sky, and then followed by a set of heavy combos without fancy. In midair, Uchiha Yanquan was like a broken sandbag, and was violently beaten by Uchiha Kamizuki with a set of combo skills. His nose was blue and his face was swollen until he looked like a pig's head. Boom. In the end, Uchiha Yanquan landed on the ground, and after rolling a dozen laps on the ground, he opened and closed his eyes and decisively chose to pass out. So far, the duel between Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Yanquan, the Uchiha genius who bears the title of the strongest Uchiha group of geniuses, has finally come to an end. And the winner is without a doubt Uchiha, who has risen to fame during this period of time. This guy. Looking at Uchiha Yanquan who was lying motionless on the ground, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help raising his brows slightly. He could naturally see that Uchiha Yanquan was simply pretending to be dizzy. As for why Uchiha Yanquan pretended to be dizzy, the answer couldn't be simpler. 1 is because of embarrassment, and 2, 9 out of 10 are because they want to renege on their debts. Hehe, boy, do you want to play? Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki frowned. It was the first time he met this kind of person who was unwilling to give money after losing, and immediately there was a smile that was not a smile on his face, secretly thinking to himself. Uchiha Yanquan, you like to pretend to be dizzy, don't you? Okay, then I will let you have a good time. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.